another season with the boys in blue here on 96.5 The Fan. I'll join Cody and Gold every single day at 12:45 for an update from Surprise, plus appearances throughout the week on Fescoe and Dusty and The Drive. If you miss player interviews or show appearances or the Hot Scope Show, make sure to subscribe to the All Things Burn channel wherever you listen on demand. Royals coverage live in Arizona all month long right here on your home for Royals baseball.
This is the all-new
96.5 The Fan.
Your new home for Royals baseball. KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Not quite ready, Mac. Go ahead and go to commercial. We'll come back and start the show over on this wonderful Thursday. Just kidding, JK.
Happy Thursday.
It's already Thursday.
Already? No cap.
I don't think that's when you use it.
Oh.
It's close, though.
It's close. No,
Yeah.
it's close. It's not a lie. It's Thursday, right?
No cap.
Yeah.
Said to my daughter last night, that song's a banger, no cap. And then I hear her go, Bob Fescoe on March 5th, 2025 just said this. I'm like, who are you talking to? She goes, I'm putting this in my notes on my phone. I go, why? She says, because dads aren't supposed to say that. And you did, and that was kind of cool.
No, just tell her you're like the Andy Reid of dads. You keep up with the times.
I do. No, that's exactly, that's a great comparison right there. I'm not Matt Rule at Nebraska, right?
Yeah.
I'm Andy. And Andy Reid does keep up with the times, man. Why do you think he's lasted this long?
I don't know. Is he going to keep up with the times and have an elusive running back?
Maybe. We'll see.
I would love
Please.
Yeah, usually Andy Reid's kind of setting the tone, but I think you do react a little bit this year. Go get yourself a running back, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Go get a guy that can scataboo all over the field, right?
Well, that would be awesome. I mean, that guy wants to play in Kansas City. He's already said it. So we have
I mean,
proof.
does anybody fit Kansas City better than that Cam Scataboo?
Yeah, Luther
Right?
Burden.
Yeah, Luther Burden. My God, I'm still looking back at those combine workouts going, is there a way we can get Lou Burden here?
A lot of people use you on X with your information, and I
I
don't
know,
want Luther
but
Burden's name to be out there.
I
and be like,
understand.
damn it, they got Worthy, they got Reister for that. If they're looking at Burden, he must be a stud.
It would be amazing to me, right? This is how amazing it would be. Some dope trades with Brett Veach, and he moves up and takes Luther Burden. I know they're not answering the phone all that much, and I don't know where Buffalo, where they're picking this year, if they have an extra pick early in the first round this year. But Buffalo may be getting a call to try to move up to get Luther Burden. And God, that combine workout of his was just sick, man. Absolutely just insanity.
He's a beast.
I mean, I've never been like. I was just blown away by that. That was unbelievable.
I'm so glad you said insanity, because you remember yesterday how we were, I guess I can't say we here, how I was getting a little hot at the text line about how the trash talk of Brett Veach was happening.
Yeah.
Dude, it went all night.
It did. I
Did
walked
you see
in
the
this
top text?
I did. I responded. No, is the top text my response to that
cares?
guy?
Yeah.
I came in this morning in the text
Still
line.
going.
12 hours ago, this person still complaining about Brett Veach, and ESPN says it was a bad trade for the Chiefs. Who cares
That's
what
not the worst
ESPN
part.
says?
Read the last part of the text. Need to find a new general manager.
Yeah. You need to find a new GM. Yeah, that's the guy's won 3 Super Bowls.
Did Veach piss in?
I mean, people are jealous, man. That's ultimately what it boils down to.
Of
I
what?
think because of all the success he had, and he's young, and he's dominating the. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
I've never known anyone to be jealous of a general manager.
Clearly, I mean, if you think Brett Veach sucks, you're right. Did he either pee in your Cheerios? Did he blow out your tire or something? Or what did he do to you, man? Did he steal your girl? I mean, my God, these people who are anti-Brett Veach are unbelievable to me.
It's hilarious. In this offseason, what I've been more surprised about, and I promise this is the only time I'm going to talk about it, is the fact that we found out who really doesn't like Trey Smith and who really doesn't like Brett Veach. Great right guard.
Yep.
One of the top 2 general managers in football.
Yeah, we're going to pass on that, right? Yeah. I think we could probably do better. Well,
It just reminds me that some of the text line reminds me of Jim Carrey and Liar Liar when he's got a 9 out of 10 laying next to him. Boss,
Yeah.
I've had better.
Yeah.
I've had better.
Yeah, no,
and he
you
just
haven't.
keeps thinking about it the whole day. So that's hilarious.
It's great. I mean, just think about where we've been and where we are, and you're sitting here complaining about a general manager who's won us 3 Super Bowls. God, it's good to be on top, isn't it?
On Thursday, too.
No doubt.
Yeah. We'll get to smash or pass a little bit later. But I want to play something for you guys because I think Mac is into college basketball. I think you are slowly fading away. Ruth B, Slow Fade, great song. Yeah. But this was Jay Billis last night, and I have a follow-up, Brad, that I want to get to after the audio.
Would you like to see them eventually change the rule where when you have timeouts in college basketball, you make it like the NBA, and you could advance it to half court and save time?
I would absolutely like to see that. But that's one where there's a lot of resistance to that among the college basketball traditionalists. They think you have to earn that real estate. I'm not one of those. But I'm in the reasonable minds can differ on that. But I don't think it's going to be changed anytime soon. The rules that need to change, we need to go to quarters. And we're the only game of basketball played in the world that doesn't have quarters, men's college basketball. And the reason I like it is you can reset team fouls at the end of the first and third quarters. It's just a smart thing to do. And we have to change the replay rule. Make it like the NBA. Give each team one challenge. If they get their first one right, they keep it for one more, and then that's it. Because we're the referees, and it's not their fault. It's the rule. They spend more time watching TV than they do officiating the game.
So,
preach.
Right? And he's a lawyer. Straight up.
Right, yeah.
Like, he's an educated person.
Very educated.
On a very big topic for me, and part of that, like, this is something like he said, we're the only college basketball, or the only form of basketball in the world that does halves.
Yeah.
We all can agree that college basketball games are entirely too long.
No, it's not the game. It's the final 2 minutes that are entirely too long.
At both halves. Like, it's the first and the second half. Like, they're both the same way.
Yeah, but the difference at the end of the game is, like, you get the fouls to give. Like, in the first half, you're not fouling as much. So at the end, you're fouling plus reviewing plus calling timeouts. I mean, it is a dreadful, dreadful march to the finish line in college basketball.
No pun. And I think the other part about it, too, if you complain about the first half, which we see this a lot. I watched the Missouri game last night on ESPN Plus. I mean, just not the greatest product. But either way. So we're watching the game last night, and the thing that's interesting to me is that, like, the first half is where this is, like, where Billis can preach. And that is, like, both teams are in the bonus with, like, 7.5 minutes left. So every single foul, every foul that happens, 1-and-1.
Yeah.
And then 2 fouls later, or 3, it's double bonus.
Yep.
So no matter what, it's 2 shots, and you're just, like, sitting here going, like, it's starting to get good, and then it's foul, 2 shots,
it kills the momentum.
and then it's media timeout every 4 minutes because that's how it works. Got to go to quarters. The other thing I will say is, do you think Billis is the kind of guy that can preach this rhetoric and it can also get into the minds of people? Because he does mention one thing. The traditional ones say you have to earn it. And he goes, I'm not one of those people. Jay Billis has been doing college basketball since I came out of the womb. Like, he was played at Duke, then went to get his law degree.
Earn what, though?
I don't know.
I don't understand what he means by earn it.
But I mean,
it doesn't make any sense to me.
You look at the renaissance at base. College basketball needs a renaissance.
They do.
Like, they're going to ride the back of Cooper Flag this entire March. They're going to. Duke's now going to be the #1 team headed into the tournament. They should win the ACC tournament, and then they're going to be the #1 overall.
He should be the face of college basketball right now,
and they'll lean on it. They'll do it just like they did with Zion and John Wall and all these guys, and hope to everything that these guys get to the Final Four. And I know it's Duke, it's Blue Devils, you hate them. But college basketball is in need of a renaissance, kind of the way that baseball was. And baseball did it. How? They sped up the game.
They made it so
Enough of this
fast.
fixing your gloves in the box, pitchers wiping their heads and doing all this stuff on the mound, pitch clock. Ghost runner eliminates everything. Because what do we hate in baseball? 3.5-hour games, and they went to extra innings. They played in the 17th inning, and it's 1 a.m. on the West Coast.
It's ridiculous.
For a 3-2 final.
College basketball, game starts at 8, ain't getting over till 10:30.
Well, the problem is they never start at 8, and that's the other problem is when you have that second game. We've complained about this for a generation
because
now.
Of the first game,
because of the first game going so long and going
right.
fouls, and so your game tips at 8:15, and then the TV coverage doesn't begin to 8:30. You miss the first 10 minutes of the game, right? Like that's been rinse repeat with college basketball. When Josh started doing women's college basketball play-by-play, he came back and he goes, "Oh my God, this quarter system is unbelievable." And he's been preaching to me for about a decade now about this. And I think Jay Billis has been preaching for a while about this now, too. I just don't know why college basketball won't adapt to something that seemingly their customer wants. And that's what Major League Baseball did. You can sit and complain about Rob Manfred. You can sit around and complain about the commissioner, Roger Goodell of the NFL, and these guys. But you know what they do? They actually listen to their customers. And I think that's important because Major League Baseball went to its customers and said, what do we need to do? And it's like, God, the games are just too long. Okay, let's find a way to speed up the game. So we put in the pitch clock, we put in the challenge system, we put in the bigger bases, all this you can't throw over. And baseball is, you're right, Dusty, the word to use is a renaissance. Now, they're using it because they're speeding up games, and which is great for me. I'm going to be honest with you. Last night, you were watching college basketball. I'm watching a rerun of the Dodgers-Angels spring training game. Got to watch that. And, wow. and you want to talk about bad production? The woman doing the Angels pregame show is doing it from her office at home in Anaheim. It is horrible. It is so bad.
People do that here.
Yeah, but this is like a TV product for a baseball game. Like it's terrible. It's awful, right? But the games are fast. You can watch them, you can enjoy them, and you can move on. Baseball also has those stars right now, too. Like, you could have a fast game, but if you don't have the stars that are bringing everybody to the table to watch these guys right now, I don't think you have as much. Like, baseball hit a sweet spot, and they're going to shut the sport down in 2 years when they are literally in the best sweet spot of my life right now. That's what college basketball needs. But the only way you can establish those stars is to have continuity. And I don't know that we're going to see continuity in college basketball anytime soon because we're not seeing it with the coaches anymore. They're all bailing right now. Mm-hmm. Players are changing teams. You're not staying 4 years, which is fine. I don't begrudge anybody for that. But the only way you can really get better in college basketball is go to the quarter system. 100%, 1,000,000%, 1,000% agree on that one. But if you could establish continuity with some of the players, I think a lot more people would be back to embrace college basketball.
I think drastic change that benefits everyone involved makes sports better.
I agree.
And I think that baseball did that.
Yep.
And baseball is, if there's a sport of traditionalists, it's the damn MLB.
Oh.
And the fact that you were able to implicate a pitch clock, ghost runner, bigger bases, replay system, now you can tap your head and challenge the umpire. College basketball needs to do this because watching it last night, I'm like, man, this game's still going on. It's, 9:15. This game started at 7. I know I sound like an old person because, Dusty, you get up early. Majority of people
do not want these games going that long.
And we're getting ready to get to March where, I'm sorry, but, you're Missouri fans or KU fans, you're going to have a game, whether it's in the first round or the second round, whether they make it or not, and your team's going to play Thursday night. Now, if it's Friday and Saturday, it's irrelevant, obviously, because it's the weekend. But maybe some people work early on the weekends as well. Not everybody has the weekends off. But, there'll be a Thursday night game. What time does Mizzou play? Oh, they play
11:30.
Yeah, they play at 9:21.
Yeah.
And KU plays at 8:42. Oh, but the game in front of it's going long. But if you want to watch, you can go to ESPN Plus and start it there. No, see, you're not even going to be able to do that in the tournament, though, because if you're playing the second game, that means the game in front of you has to finish, and then there's a 30-minute break in between those games, and then your game starts. So it's not even like you could just start the game earlier somewhere else. You are now beholden to that game in front of you. You never want to be the second game of the evening at a tournament site. You want to be that first game of the afternoon or the first game of the evening because you know it's going to start on time. But with Mizzou being the draw that they are, there'll probably be a later game. Good chance Kansas will still be in one of the primer time slots because of the fan base size. People will be watching those games. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see where they play and the times of days they are. But if they're the late games, forget about it. You might as well just tune in the morning when you get up. It'll still be happening. The highest paid player, non-quarterback, is in the AFC West. We'll explain on the other side here. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens. Let me talk to you. Generally, we hear talk about medicine and effective treatments for erectile dysfunction and other men's sexual health issues, weight loss as well. But today, I want to talk to you about love, because love is the best reason to get treated for your ED. ED can cause major relationship issues. In fact, men often push their partners away when ED becomes a problem. The condition can snowball. It can cause depression, arguments, breakups, and it can even contribute to divorce. The one you love is the light of your life, and if you're, like most men, you want to do whatever you can to nurture your relationship. But if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction, you know the impacts the condition is likely having on you and your partner that's caused by ED. But if you go to Heartland Men's Health, treatments work when the pills or herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. Some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. Heartland Men's Health is successfully treating men in the Kansas City area. They have an expert staff, and if you're like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. Don't forget, they have the 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Kansas, Independence, Missouri, and North Kansas City. Call them today at 844-447-6600 or visit heartlandshealth.com.
Hey, Missouri sports fans, I've got good news. Underdog is available to play in your state. This basketball season, team up with your favorite stars and have a chance to win money from watching sports over at Underdog. From fast breaks to buzzer beaters to block parties, there's nothing as exciting as basketball. With Underdog, you can bring that excitement to wherever you watch. Playing on their app is as easy as choosing higher or lower on player stats like threes made, points, rebounds, and so much more. Get those selections right, and you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Millions of fans have won billions on Underdog. You gotta be next? Download the Underdog app and sign up now using that promo code TAP to unlock a special offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Join in on the fun when you sign up with that promo code TAP. Claim your special offer today, and you'll get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly upon your first deposit. Must be 18 plus and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concern with your play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to the A to Z savings event at AutoZone.
Yeah, happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with the rotors.
Free. Really?
Really, free.
Okay, I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah, how much is that?
Free with 5 quarts of oil.
Free? Really?
Really, free. It's part of the A to Z savings event.
You might as well call it A to free.
At AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Listen up, fellow Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. Let's do it again and get vaccinated, because we're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit VaxAssist.com and schedule a vaccine today. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When I wake up, the best mornings in the morning light start with Wrangler. I pull on my jeans and I feel alright. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When I wake up, the best mornings in the morning light start with Wrangler. I pull on my jeans and I feel alright. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Booth Creek Wagyu, KC's premier Wagyu beef meat market, has even more convenient ways for you to shop. In addition to their location at 135th and Metcalf, they're now open at 95th and Knoll. Everyone deserves to elevate their beef. Whether you're looking to wow your family with a meal they'll never forget or impress your friends, neighbors, and coworkers, their Wagyu experts are ready to help you pick out something unforgettable. Booth Creek Wagyu, now with 2 locations, open 7 days a week, or at boothcreekwagyu.com.
Buckle up and hang on, this is going to be a good one.
The fans of Kansas Speedway know how to have a good time. One that celebrates fantastic finishes.
Crash together, so close.
And family-friendly facilities. Trading paint.
We got feuding.
And tailgating tradition. Burnouts, beer, and barbecue. Oh, it'll for sure be a good time, and you are all invited. NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, May 9th through the 11th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
Royals coverage sponsored by Braden's Hope for Childhood Cancer and Jersey Mike's Month of Giving.
Join us in supporting Braden's Hope for Childhood Cancer and Jersey Mike's Month of Giving. Visit any KC, Topeka, or Lawrence Jersey Mike's and donate. You can also donate through the Jersey Mike's app. Help the fight against childhood cancer with Braden's Hope and Jersey Mike's.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side, 35 southbound from Missouri 152 into downtown is a 12-minute trip. I-70 westbound from 470 into downtown, 15 minutes. Kansas side, 70 eastbound from 435 to 670 is an 11-minute drive. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Big golf tournament this weekend. Not going to get into it, though. Nobody cares.
Phoenix Open, is that this weekend?
No, I wish.
What is this weekend?
Arnold
the
Palmer
Masters?
Invitational.
Oh, that's a good one. You mix your iced tea and lemonade.
Yeah, dude.
I like
All
it.
the big stars play except everybody that matters on Live.
Is John Daly going to play in this one?
Nah, he's living his best life, man.
Did you see him and
Phil
out there the
yeah.
other day? Like, Phil looks like an Adonis, and John Daly looks like us.
I don't agree with that.
No?
You can say you look like John Daly.
No, I don't look like John Daly.
Yeah, I don't want that on my resume.
Does he play barefoot?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Have you ever played barefoot?
Oh, yeah.
You do?
Only 3 times I played barefoot. Once I forgot my golf shoes at the house, and I was in house slippers.
Yeah.
So I can't play in those. 2, stepped in a puddle on the second hole. Socks got soggy. It was still like super nice out, so I was able to do it. And then 3, just got completely tore up on the course. And we're like, just play like Bagger Vance, because in the movie he's like, I can feel the move. And we're like, obviously we couldn't, but it was.
Well, I'm sure at that point you could if you got tore up on the course. You could feel
it was
the
like
movement,
hole
right?
12. I was like, let's go barefoot.
Did you start singing? I feel the earth move under my feet.
No.
They used to. They tell you you're supposed to walk barefoot for Zen every day on your grass outside or in the front lawn. So I do that every once in a while.
Now you can just put a Zen in your mouth, and you don't have to be barefoot.
You don't have to walk around
Speaking
barefoot
from
anymore,
experience.
right? Yeah.
So a couple of movements, not the earth, but in the AFC West. Max Crosby said he wants to get paid and he wants to win. So he stayed with the Las Vegas Raiders.
So he wants to get paid.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
And he's now the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. Max Crosby, well-deserved.
Yeah.
One of the best of his positions. But again, it goes to, maybe he believes in the Pete Carroll movement. He enjoys Vegas. I honestly didn't think he was going to stay. I thought he was going to get traded. I really did. He stays in Vegas and he gets paid a ton of money.
Yeah, bleep ton of money. Like you said, the highest non-quarterback in the history of the NFL. Like I think Saquon Barkley was that guy like yesterday. And the next day we see Crosby side. By next week, who will be the highest non-paid quarterback in the NFL? Do you think anybody will pass that? Myles Garrett, maybe?
Probably pass multiple
Micah
times.
Parsons.
Well, I mean, that's
TJ Watt.
TJ Watt, yeah.
All those guys.
JJ's coming back.
Yeah, JJ, almost.
Yeah,
almost. How cool would that have been if JJ Watt came back? That would have been so awesome. For us.
First play. JJ Watt's out for the season, broken back, left hip, knee.
But just for us, you got to look at it from our perspective. Great conversation to have JJ Watt
the
back.
hell my brother is going to pass me in
That's
sacks.
right. Yeah, screw you, TJ.
Because he's really close.
So he signed. Like, it's good. I like Max Crosby a lot. I think he's a really good football player, obviously, and he deserves to get paid. Don't say you want to win and then sign with the Raiders, though. Like, everybody can see through that, and that's okay. I mean, I think you get to that certain point of your career and what becomes more important, getting the bag or winning. And you've been with the Raiders for a while now. It's your opportunity to get the bag, still play in Las Vegas, and I'm sure after this contract expires, he'll have an opportunity to go ring chase in Kansas City, when it's all said and done, and we can add him in late in a season or something like that, like we did with, who was the guy that played with the Ravens that we added? Terrell Suggs at the end, something like that. Bring Max Crosby along for a ring at the end. But go get your money now, man. That's what it's all about in this world. Go get paid. I mean, people are going to joke, oh, he wants to win or not get paid. No, you want to get paid. That's the ultimate goal, man. Go take the dough.
My buddy's brother went to Arizona State, and he partied with Terrell Suggs a couple times. Said nobody parties like Terrell Suggs.
Really?
That's awesome. Oh, just kicks
athletes can party their asses off.
So one time we just kicked the door open, and just yelled, "Where the weed at?" And everybody just like, "Here, take it."
Have I told the story on the air of a former Chiefs player kicking in the door of the governor at the Westin, thinking it was my room? Oh,
say less. That's another one you can say to your kids these days.
Yeah, say less.
Dad, I'm ready to go to the baseball game.
So
Say less.
we were at an event. I want to say it was the BMA Foundation Dancing with the Stars, and then we had an after party. And we
Which,
were
by the way, April 21st, we're going to do some auctioning off stuff for Jen, so she can get some donations there.
That's
so
right.
Sorry
Get
to
some
plug
money.
that real quick.
No, that's good. I'm glad you said that because I forgot. So we're at the after party at the Westin, and we invite some people up. And I'm not going to say which former chief it was. I think people could do the due diligence and figure it out real fast. And then I guess the Missouri Republican Party or something was having an event at the same hotel at the time or whatever, right? And so there's like 2 rooms, and we were in one, and the governor was in the other. This former Chiefs player, boom, kicks the door down. Here for the Fescoe party?
Oh.
Sir, I think
2 doors down.
You got the wrong room.
Oh.
And he comes over to my room like with a 12-pack. 3 of them are drinking, shirts untucked, ties around the head type
At that
thing.
point in the night.
At that point, he goes, dude, I just knocked down the governor's door. Like, oh, God, priceless.
First, give me one of those.
Yeah.
Now explain.
Get inside and tell the story, man. What happened? And so it was unbelievable. But, athletes can party, man. You go out with them, you're going to think like you've never drank before,
Oh, yeah. So can hot dog champions. No, the Vegas Raiders signed Max Crosby to a 3-year, $106.5 million extension that includes $91.5 guaranteed.
Yeah, that's a lot of dough. That's a lot of. But in Las Vegas,
to take a line from Patrick Mahomes, you paid the right MFer.
You did. But in Vegas, you get to keep that money because there's no income tax out there, so it's an even bigger bump. And that's part of the reason why you do it as well. But now I look at that, I go, all right, we got to get a left tackle and solidify that offensive line now, because now you're going to be facing Max Crosby for a long period of time. So you've got to figure out a way to fix that if you're the Chiefs. The other thing though with the Raiders is they still don't have a quarterback, right?
They don't have a lot of things.
Yeah.
Does it not seem like Pete's just going to try to take the old regime and bring a little bit of it to Vegas? Because we saw, and we'll get into it a little bit later, but we saw yesterday Lockett got released. Russell Wilson's out there. They
don't like each other, though. And they said he's not going to Las Vegas now, right?
Pete and Russ don't like each other.
Yeah,
because there was that fallout or whatever. Whether that's true or not.
I could see them getting Tyler Lockett, though. I could see that for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Who's throwing him the ball?
Exactly.
Which I don't know what they're going to do in Vegas. I know that they did the one thing that I've seen them do smart-wise in a long time is pay your best player.
Absolutely.
And they pay their best player.
And they paid him 2 years into a 4-year deal, so they've already extended him. They got him for 5 more years now, which is good for Crosby.
Which means they'll trade him next year.
Yeah. He'll hit free agency if he stays that whole deal when he's 32. So he'll have one more chance to maybe get some money and win.
Or you go and win at that point in time. You take a little less to go try to chase a ring because he's not going to do that. Yeah, exactly.
And we've seen that with like Khalil Mack. We're seeing him get another reunion. We've seen that with Von Miller. And then last night when we were all asleep, the news that breaks, a little late, Joey Bosa.
Yeah.
He gone. Kansas City Chief?
I don't know.
Okay,
He's always hurt, though. That's like Joey Bosa is always going to go down like in that Mondi category for me, like that what if, because if Joey Bosa was healthy, he'd be damn good, right? I think he'd be one of the best defensive linemen out there, right? But he's always hurt.
Yeah.
And that's because he plays for the Chargers.
Yeah, well, there is that.
He goes to play somewhere else. Never missed a game. Weird. Something in the water, man. Stay out of SoFi.
Yeah, there is the Charger side of things. I don't know. Like if they brought him in here, obviously they think he can still play. They think, I'm not going to doubt. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh my God, I don't think it would be a good idea to bring Joey Bosa or a bad idea to bring Joey Bosa in here. But I think the problem with bringing a guy like Joey Bosa in here is not Joey Bosa. It's not it's us as fans. We'll create these expectations that will never be lived up to, and then we'll end up calling the guy a bust and saying he stinks. And so, from my standpoint, if they do bring Joey Bosa in, I think the expectation just has to be a total zero, and anything you get at him, the games, the performance, all of that kind of stuff, that's just extra added on top. But I know how we are as fans. They'll sign Joey Bosa potentially, and again, we're just throwing that out there as a scenario, and then everybody will expect double-digit sacks and him to dominate the line of scrimmage, and the minute he does it, we're going to say he stinks, right?
So, to give reference, Joey Bosa's played 3 complete seasons in his career.
How many years has he played?
9.
Oh, my God, he's been around that long?
2016, he was the AP Defensive Rookie of the Year. He played in 12 games, so that doesn't really count. But then he played in 16 the next year, and then was out for half the season after that, played in 16 games the following year, and then the next year only played in 12, and the year after that he played in 16. Since then, in 2022, he played in 5 games, 2023, 9 games, last year, 14 games. His overall season average, he'll start 15 of the 17 games, and he'll average 11.4 sacks. He hasn't had more than 6.5 sacks in the last 3 years. Last year he had 5, 2 years ago 6.5, and then 2022 he had 2.5.
Yeah, that's a declining player in my opinion. So yeah, you don't go out and waste a lot of money. You got other needs, I think, right now, right? I think your offensive line needs to be taken care of before you do anything else. At least that's just my opinion right now. Right now, if somebody falls in your lap, I guess you can go figure that out. But I think Brett Veach and company, like everything that they're focused on right now is fixing that offensive line, fixing that left tackle in order to allow Kingsley Suamataia to have success at left guard and the whole, trickle down effect and getting that deal done with Trey Smith and figuring that one out, so he doesn't have to play on the franchise tag this year because that just handcuffs everybody. So I think they got to figure out that offensive line. I think that needs to be job 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then afterwards, you can start to figure out what else you want to do. That's just how I would approach it. But,
we talk about quarterbacks. We'll get into the draft here in a second, but we talk about quarterbacks to the Raiders. Would you rather have Sam Darnold if you're the Raiders, or would you rather have Kirk Cousins?
I think either one would be just fine out there. I would say Sam Darnold only because there's no acquisition cost, right? You don't have to trade for him. You have to trade for Kirk Cousins, give up draft picks. If I'm the Raiders right now, I don't know that I want to trade for a quarterback unless it's somebody that that you can win with, and I don't know who that guy is. But I think if you're choosing between Sam Darnold and Kirk Cousins, is there really much of a difference in your guys' mind from a player standpoint?
10 years of age.
10 years of age,
yeah.
and that's the free agent versus the guy that you would have to trade for and give up draft. And you're not going to get him, quote unquote, cheap from Atlanta. You're going to have to give up probably a combination of picks and eat a bunch of money, where you could just go out maybe for 1 or 2 years and sign Sam Bradford or Sam.
You could do that too.
You could sign Sam Bradford. Yeah,
he's the same age as Cousins.
Yes, yeah. Or sign Sam Darnold and get a guy that's 10 years younger and probably a lot more cost effective, if you will, than what Kirk Cousins is. So that's the route that I would go if I had to choose between the two. And I think you're probably looking at that if you're the Raiders right now.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's the quality bridge quarterback situation. 2 or 3 years. Hey, if Sam Darnold's better, hey, if it's Geno Smith, great, we keep him. If not, we draft.
I just found this out by Google search. Sam Bradford is only 1 year older than Kirk Cousins.
Oh, my God, that's it. He's been out of the league for a long time. He was the last of the bonus babies.
37 is Sam Bradford. Kirk Cousins is 36. He'll be 37 in August, so they're not that far away from him.
What does Sam Bradford do these days? Like, could he roll back into the NFL? Because at 36 or 37 for a quarterback, that's nothing anymore, right?
Crazy.
But he stunk, so he's not going to get the opportunity.
He's probably just in Norman, just doing stuff for OU.
Oh,
you think?
Awesome.
I mean, I don't know, right?
You think?
Really? Let's Wikipedia.
Yeah, let's see. Like, do you think he's like, "Hi, I'm Sam Bradford.
Yeah,
You're all-state agent in Norman, Oklahoma."
Yes.
Well, he has a car dealership like some of those guys.
Sam
do.
Bradford's Ford. Come on down. Get the best deals now at Sam Bradford Ford.
Yeah.
In Norman.
Him and Blake Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what he does now. It just says early life, college career, post NFL. I don't know what he's doing. Selling insurance?
Probably. That's a good guess.
I mean, that's what I would think. I mean, he made sure that everybody got paid a certain amount after he got paid a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Like, we're done doing this for quarterbacks getting max deals when they get drafted to play 6 games.
And for everybody.
I mean, St. Louis, Philadelphia, Minnesota, Arizona. Didn't even know he played for Minnesota.
I didn't know he played for Minnesota either.
There you go.
We've got some news from our big Dust, Diana Rossini, just real quick.
Okay.
The Seahawks are seeking a first and third round pick for DK Metcalf, and
good
DK
luck.
Metcalf is also eyeing a new contract worth around $30 million.
And he's not coming to Kansas City,
dude.
so nice try, but
He's going to go to a team that has a lot of cap space.
First and a third?
So first and a third, so you'll settle for a second, and DK Metcalf will get $25 million a year, right? But hey, you got to ask for the stars. I mean, I love it. I love the fact that you're coming out and you're saying, all right, you want DK Metcalf first and third, and he's going, yeah, and I want $30 million a year, right? So yeah. Good luck to you, and see who's going to pay. It better be somebody with a quarterback. But back to the Bradford conversation, or the Darnold conversation. Yeah, I would go Sam Darnold. But the other wild card now has to be Kyler Murray got thrown into the trade mix overnight, right? I mean,
as soon as I saw that, I said straight to Bob. I was like, it just keeps getting better.
I saw it and completely went past it. Because, no, of course not, right?
Yeah.
But Kyler Murray, I mean, that guy's available now. So, I mean, if there's a quarterback out there that the Raiders are interested in, go ask, because apparently everybody's available, it seems like. Tom Brady may suit up for them at one point playing quarterback this year.
To wrap this final conversation up, it seems like Sam Bradford is now what I would think is that he's wrapped up in his faith. It says Bradford, a Christian, appeared in a short film of a video testimonials from celebrities called I Am Second. And then the mayor of Oklahoma in 2009 declared January 13th as Sam Bradford Day in Oklahoma City. So, yeah.
Sam Bradford Day. The guy got a day.
Yep, and it's January 13th in Oklahoma City. He got engaged to his wife. They've been married since July 15, 2016. He is an avid ice hockey fan. Favorite team is the Vancouver Canucks. He's also a scratch golfer, must be nice, and was also a basketball player in high school. So that's your Sam Bradford news
And
that you didn't need.
he owns a medical marijuana dispensary.
He does?
Hell yes.
Where?
In Little Rock, Arkansas.
In Little Rock, Arkansas.
Let's go, baby.
There you go.
Is he from Arkansas?
I don't know.
Why would you do anything in Little Rock, Arkansas?
I think he's from Oklahoma.
Good Day Farm.
I think he's from Austin, Texas.
Really?
I think so. I think he's one of that string of quarterbacks that came out of Austin.
Owns a medical dispensary in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Born in Oklahoma City.
Really? Oklahoma City kid.
Hey.
Who the hell
I think
wants
he's
to-
of Cherokee descent, too, I believe.
He is. I think you're right
So
about
I think
that,
that's where
yeah.
the Oklahoma. And
Yep.
then now he's
Gotcha.
just preaching the word and smoking the dubs, man.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly right.
love it.
You think he's hanging out
Love
with,
it.
what's his name from Texas, Ricky Williams? Like those two guys should.
No one's hanging out with Ricky. We saw him at the Super Bowl. We didn't even know it was him. Remember that?
Yes.
I was like, that's Ricky Williams. And
Yes.
you're like, is it really? I'm like, that's Ricky Williams.
Did he look
Or
like he
it's
was just
Lenny
up in the
Kravitz.
mountains with a Sherpa?
Yeah, and then some
Yeah.
guy, like an older man, had like a Saints helmet, went over there, he's like, Ricky, and he like turned around and he signed it for him, which I was like in that moment where I'm like, is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? And he just signed it, gave him the helmet, and he walked with us over to the Uber pickup, and we saw him, like Sean Merriman. Who else?
Oh, yeah, we saw
Uber
Sean
pickup?
Merriman at the
We s-
Uber pickup. That dude was large.
Yeah, that guy gets so
I'd sign
flat.
him today.
I was like, I go, can you still do it? He goes, I'm probably good for 2 plays, man.
2 plays.
That's what he told us. I was like, fair enough, dude. Hit him on the shoulder, my hand broke. And then we saw, what was it, TJ Hujamanzada?
Yes, yes.
All these random ex-NFL players in the Uber pickup.
See, that's the beauty of the Super Bowl in New Orleans. You don't get that everywhere else because everybody's scattered, right? People keep asking about why New Orleans is so great because you run into Sean Merriman at the Uber pickup lot.
I was like, these guys Uber too. I feel like an athlete. And then I looked at myself and looked at Sean Merriman. I'm like, you're not an athlete.
No, and he's getting in a nice Uber and we're taking the Celica. you
That's
know?
fun.
Yeah.
It's A to B, baby. So the NFL draft, Charles Davis has 3 quarterbacks in the top 5 picks. I can't wait.
3 quarterbacks and top 3 picks.
Yeah, can't wait to get that free lunch at Longboards thanks to Mac. Shedeur Sanders to the Titans, Cam Ward to the Cleveland Browns, Jackson Dart to the New York Giants, and then Abdul Carter slips all the way to 4
And he goes
to
to
the
New
Patriots.
England. Oh, my God.
Mike Vrabel's licking his chops.
Vrabel is drooling right
That's right.
now.
And then Travis Hunter to the Jaguars.
Yeah.
That's his mock top 5. 3 quarterbacks, first 3 picks. So all this hoopla of, quarterbacks are trash. No one's taking quarterbacks in the first, 5 picks because they're all slipping. Charles Davis says, hold my beer. 1, 2, 3, QB, QB, QB.
And I love Charles Davis. I know what you guys think about Charles Davis. Yeah, he's one of my favorites. I think he's really, really
credible.
good and does a great job. Him and Ian Eagle are one of the best broadcast teams out there. I think this is where teams start to get panicky and they start drafting quarterbacks because they feel like they have to draft a quarterback at the top of the draft. If you're not 100% wedded to these guys, you cannot take them at the top of the draft. And so you see Shedeur Sanders go 1, and everybody starts to panic. Here comes the run on quarterbacks. Cleveland takes Cam Ward. I feel bad for Cam Ward if that's where he goes because he's not going to have success. And then Jackson Dart goes to the Giants with the 3rd overall pick, and then we kind of start the real draft after that. Which of those 3 do you guys think will have the most success in the NFL?
Cam Ward.
I mean, if he's drafted to the Browns, I wouldn't say Cam Ward, And
Somebody's got to buck that trend, though, right?
Yeah,
like,
right.
I don't know, dude. How long's it been? Like 40 quarterbacks now, right?
20 years or something.
Somebody's got to buck that trend, man. And if it's going to be anybody, you want somebody that's careless, reckless, and dangerous.
Yeah, they
And I
had
think
that
Cam
guy.
Ward
His
is
name
on
was
it.
Baker Mayfield, and they let him go.
He took him to the playoffs.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, they had the guy.
Yeah, I mean, so like he's like been a glimmer of hope. But I mean, Cam Ward's play style, if they can get him like mature to the NFL, it meshes well with today's game.
Yeah, it kind of
He's not
does.
afraid to mess up. He's not afraid to necessarily be that guy that's like, man, I threw an interception. He's just going to go out there and be like, yeah, but I threw 4 touchdowns and 2 picks for 350 yards and it worked.
If Cam Ward was going to Kansas City with like Andy Reid, how excited would you be about that?
If Shedeur Sanders was coming to Kansas City with Andy Reid, I'd be like, okay, he can make that work.
Yeah, he can make that work. Jackson Dart, same thing. But you have to look at these. This is why we address these quarterbacks. We go, that guy's a bust or this guy's a bust. Who is their coach? Like, who are they going to get involved with? Who's going to have them have that success in the NFL? I was listening to Boomer Esiason a little bit yesterday. He goes, there's only 2 head coaches in the NFL who really have street credits, Andy Reid and Mike Tomlin. Everybody else is always worried for their jobs, right? Like, that's kind of been...
That's it?
Well, I mean,
McVay?
obviously Pete Carroll and maybe McVay, but even still, everybody's in a panic mode in the NFL when you coach teams. Not a lot of these coaches have the ability to say, all right, I like this guy, but we're not playing him this year like Andy Reid did with Patrick Mahomes. A lot of these guys, I would imagine the Tennessee Callahan fellow, he's probably on the hot seat with a new GM coming in. Has to be.
Yes.
Cleveland, you suck. And New York, you're on the hot seat right now. So you've got 3 coaches that are essentially on the hot seat that could potentially be drafting first-round quarterbacks. And if I'm one of those first-round quarterbacks, I'm like, man, I don't know if this is the best situation for me. You're in panic mode, and I'm in let's learn mode and try to adapt to the NFL. In a perfect world, none of these guys would play in their first year, but all 3 of these guys may have to play in their first year.
I know it sucks to say it out loud, but I think the strategy this year is to draft a quarterback with your first overall pick or second or third, and they don't start.
Yeah.
I know that's hard to say out loud because you're like, well, it's supposed to change our franchise. Maybe changing your franchise isn't next year. Maybe it's 2 to 3 years down the road.
But we don't have patience in America anymore.
Apparently not.
You know?
But I mean, that's the recipe, in my opinion, with these quarterbacks, especially with the availability you have out there. Like if you are Tennessee, you know what? You don't go get Gardner Minshew and say we're just going to play him until it works. You go get a guy like Kirk Cousins. You're like, yeah, he's not the greatest, but he's got skill sets that our quarterback that we just drafted can watch and try to, put into their brain and figure out how to pick his brain with what is been a successful quarterback in the NFL. Not playoff success, but he's played a longevity in the NFL. He's been the backup, then the starter, been the backup, then the starter, then the backup. Kind of knows how it fluctuates. And somebody like that, I think, could really teach somebody like a Shedeur Sanders, a Cam Ward, a Jackson Dart, kind of the ropes. And then it's like, hey, you also have to do this as well, where you have 2 egos in 2 different directions at the same time. You have an ego in Kirk Cousins, who's always been the guy who gets paid a lot of money, who's got to take a step back and say, your job is not only to help this team get better, but to teach this guy. And oh, by the way, the guy that we just drafted, who just came out of college making a ton of money as well, you have to sit back and learn for a year, and then you'll start. That's a tough task to do.
It is, but I think if you're all 3 of these teams, the Giants, the Titans, and the Browns, if you're going to draft a quarterback, you better have a good veteran quarterback in front of them and just allow that guy to sit. And it's not necessarily, to me, about the teaching. It's about these 3 guys just watching what these guys as veteran quarterbacks who have had success in the NFL do. Like, I'm not asking you as Kirk Cousins to hold this guy's hand and go, okay, on day 1 we do this. It's just watching what these guys do and how they are successful in the NFL. And you have to have, I think anyway, a legit quarterback to do that. I mean, that's why Alex Smith was the perfect guy for Patrick Mahomes, a legit, successful NFL quarterback. I'm going to show you the way. Just watch. You pair Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward or Jackson Dart with, like you said, Gardner Minshew. Are they really going to learn how to be an NFL quarterback from Gardner Minshew?
No, because they know that they're going to get in at some point.
At some point,
it's like Drake May. Like Brissett wasn't going to start all season.
Right.
Kirk Cousins didn't start all season. Michael Penix got in there.
Right.
But he still got some time under Kirk Cousins, which maybe that did help him.
Had Kirk Cousins been 100% healthy and played a little bit better, you probably don't see Penix last year.
I don't think so. I'm sure you guys are not familiar with the Montreal screw job. If you're not, go look it up. But coming up next, we get into the Kansas City screw job here on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, hopefully we have finally reached that time of year that we call spring, and all the snow melts away, and it's time to look at your lawn. Well, I don't like looking at mine because it looks terrible, but after Aspen Lawn and Pest Control take over, it's going to be the best lawn on the block because that's what they do. And for years, we've been fighting our lawn, whether it's the roots sucking out all the water, whether it's the weeds that are everywhere. It's just a mess, and I'm waving the white flag on this, and I'm saying, Aspen Lawn and Pest Control, help me out. Everybody that works for you is college educated in this. They have degrees in how to make your lawn look awesome. And you know what? You see those iconic blue trucks all over town? They are parked in front of the nicest lawns in Kansas City. Aspen Lawn and Pest Control has been providing award-winning services since 1985. They offer full-service lawn care, irrigation, and pest control. Now, you can get a free estimate and up to half off your first application when you mention you heard it right here on 96.5 The Fan. So expect the best. Don't wait. Call today, or better yet, just visit them at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
Listen, you've been making house payments for years, right? And right now your home's value has never been higher, right? That means you're likely sitting on a small fortune in equity. And good for you. That's cash you could use to help secure your retirement, solve all your financial burdens, enable you to travel everything you want. The catch is, you're not ready to move. No problem. You don't have to with TrueHold. Sell and stay leaseback program. It's a genius financial strategy. You sell your home to TrueHold while its value is high. You bank all the equity in cash now, and you can stay as long as you like with an easy, affordable lease. And TrueHold pays property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. TrueHold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. Get a TrueHold offer now while your home's value is sky high. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out without moving out. TrueHold.com.
Some things just go together, like peanut butter and jelly, or a Casey's spicy chicken sandwich and a 49-cent medium fountain drink, or a Casey's breakfast sandwich and a 49-cent fountain drink, or even Casey's limited time Italian deli sliders and a 49-cent fountain drink. You get the idea. It's not crazy. It's Casey's. See store for details.
Paid for client portrayal and endorsement. Choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results, and every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
I got hurt in a car wreck. Give me one good reason why I should call DM Law.
How about 3 great reasons you should call us? 1, it's easy. You can hire us today on your phone. 2, it's fast. We can start helping you today. 3, the results.
After my wreck, DM Law got me $300,000. Mike's got this.
Call me. I've got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
A body in motion stays in motion until you feel that muscle tighten. KRT helps you get back in action with all natural pain relief in just minutes. Learn more at krtrelief.com.
Has your home been on the market without success? An expired listing can feel frustrating, but it doesn't have to be the end of your journey. The Sharp Homes team specializes in turning things around. Contact my friend Dawn Sharp if you're looking to buy or sell a home. Dawn and her team are brokered by Epic Realty, and they've sold over 150 homes in the last 12 months alone. Plus, they can give you options. If you want to skip the showings and open houses and go straight to sold, you can do that with their instant offer program. Google them at Sharp Homes Team or visit them at homesforsaleinKC.com. Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident? Call Jay Southland Tow Service, 816-779-4869 or southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments. They can do it all. Be in the know and call Jay's Southland Tow.
Here's traffic brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
North Lane 35 southbound slows past Missouri 152, stays heavy down towards Pleasant Valley Road with a problem at 435 a bit earlier with a stalled in the right lane and looks like now off to the right shoulder. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
The song that'll stay in your head all day. Never fails. I just sing Stacy, Madonna, and Nirvana for the rest of the afternoon.
Good. I'm glad because I've had one in my head that I had to get out of my head, and I'm not going to say it on the air because
then it goes right back in.
Yeah.
Ben Mallard joins us in about 30 minutes here on Fescoe and Dusty, as it is a Thursday. We'll dive more into what the Chiefs did with the Joe Thuney thing. What's next for them? Man, these headphones. Oh, microphone's still on. So Diana Rossini back at it once again in the world. That's right. You hear that sound, or you know Diana Rossini has tweeted something. Multiple teams have contacted the Bengals about the availability of T. Higgins after Cincinnati placed a franchise tag on him Monday, per sources. Mm-hmm. They have been told the receiver remains unavailable as the Bengals continue to pursue a long-term deal. Are they going to get this right?
I don't think so.
Do we trust the Bengals getting this right?
No. How could you? Until they do, you can't trust them.
I'm just, no trust. No big trust, little trust, as Mark Ingram once said.
There's no trust with the Bengals right now.
I mean, they haven't even given Jamar Chase the money yet, which I assume that's coming, right? Like we could imagine.
They should have paid Jamar Chase after his rookie year, honestly. Like they would have been in such better position. I know it would have cost more then, but you knew this guy was going. I mean, after this first year, what else do you need? Extend him at that point in time, and then you're not sitting here trying to, rub two nickels together to make a buffalo poop or whatever they used to say,
nickels?
Nickels. Nickels, 5 cents. We still have those? So I think like
for now,
for them, like you should have done this earlier and you wouldn't be in this position right now. And I feel bad for T. Higgins. I do. Because
he's about to get paid.
Yeah, but he only gets that 1 year, right? Like you look at like Max Crosby. What do you get? $90 million guaranteed, right?
Yep.
T. Higgins is only going to get $25 million, not like God forbid, but only $25 million guaranteed when he could take his, wares to the open market and get $75 million guaranteed or $80 million guaranteed. Like that's why I feel bad for the franchise tag in that sense. It does suck because it handcuffs you to that team, and the ability to make long-term money is, every year you're franchising this guy.
And if you get hurt, you're
done.
That's why everybody hates it.
Yeah, that's why right there. Because let's say T. Higgins plays this year, he gets $26 million guaranteed, right? Blows out his knee and is never able to make that kind of money again because of the injury. That's why the players hate this kind of franchise tag that gets put on them. It handcuffs teams, too, because it's real money, right? Like $26 million for Trey Smith is real money and salary cap money. So teams don't like it either. It's a poison pill that they have to swallow. I heard last week, I think it was, Boomer Esiason suggest if they want the 18th game, then players need to stand firm and say, then get rid of the franchise tag.
Love it.
And I would have no problem with that as a fan of the sport. Get rid of it.
Yeah, so every year the odds come out for season-long awards and video game numbers, and both are kind of screw jobs for the Kansas City Royals. The leader in the clubhouse to be manager of the year is Dan Wilson from the Mariners. Royals manager Matt Quatraro is 12-1 for the American League Manager of the Year. We always talk about these awards, and Mac hates them because they make him go stir crazy because they just don't make sense. And I'm with you. I think that's kind of true. But you look at, what does Quatraro need to do to be manager of the year? And one of the things is, can he do something? Can the coach or the manager or the skipper, whatever they call him, can they do something in football, baseball, basketball, whatever, that this team is not expected to do?
Yeah.
Like, for instance, do you know who the manager or the coach of the year up for the award is in the NBA this year?
For coach of the year, it would have to be the Oklahoma City head coach or the Cleveland head coach, right?
Neither one. It is J.J. Redick.
The podcaster?
Yeah. He is the favorite right now to be coach of the year.
Huh.
With LeBron James.
Insane.
So, which I believe that is to be true. I know Mac would probably know more than I am, but I'm pretty sure that J.J. Redick is the front runner right now for coach of the year. Obviously, that franchise has been turned around since the addition of the third best player in the world.
Yeah, right.
Playing with LeBron James, the ageless wonder. But Matt Quatraro, if he wins the Central, that's how he wins the award. I think that's the only way he can win the award. So Matt Quatraro will be the manager of the year.
I don't even know that gets it done because it's going to be somebody that finishes in third place that they're not expecting.
Well, then he would have won it last year.
I know he should have won it last year.
And the guy from Cleveland won it.
And that's why I think he's got the screw job going on right now, because last year was the year where you come out of nowhere and you win and you should get the manager of the year award. Like, let's say the White Sox have a pulse this year, right? And they win 70, just for argument's sake, they win 70 games.
Better go to Vegas right now.
Right. That guy will get manager of the year, right? Because you get 30-game increase from where you were kind of a season ago. So Matt Quatrero, like last year was the year to surprise. This year is the year now that you have to live up to expectations. And I was reading on The Athletic yesterday. Jim Bowden did his, kind of like off-season grades and then predicted where each team was going to finish. He has the Royals winning the division this year. And I think, winning the division needs to be the expectation for everybody, needs to be the goal for everybody. Right now, if you're a Royals fan, we should expect them to win the division. If they win the division, is that going to be enough? I don't know. There's 9 guys that have odds better than Matty Q to be manager of the year. You mentioned the Mariners guy. They were 1 game out of a playoff spot last year, did nothing this offseason. Justin Turner ripped them the other day for doing nothing this offseason. So he's number 1. Rocco Baldelli with the Twins. I mean, they had one of the ultimate collapses last year. So if they bounce back and they make the playoffs, are we crediting the manager who just oversaw one of the great collapses? They didn't win a game in September last year.
But he overcame it.
Yeah. Yeah, how? Alex Cora with the Red Sox, really?
Well, they were just so bad last year. I mean, how could they ever be bad? They went and got, Lance Bregman.
Yeah.
Not Lance Bregman, that's Lance Berkman.
Alex Berkman.
Alex Bregman.
Yeah, I like Lance Bregman, though. Kevin Cash with the Rays. Like, every year we're going to celebrate Tampa. What have they ever won? A.J. Hinch with the Tigers, that is legit. The Blue Jays manager, I don't think they're going to be that good this year. Ron Washington with the Angels. Is Mike Trout going to stay healthy? That gets a manager of the year.
Keep his nose clean.
Yeah, and then you got Mark Kotsay and Bruce Bochy ahead of him right now. So, I mean, I don't know, man.
Just go win the whole effing thing.
Maybe you got to be the 1 seed, be the best team in the American League, and that gets you manager of the year, right?
I think if they win 90 games and win first place in the Central, I don't see how you can't give it to them. I mean, every year's been a progressive year. This year, he did something where, according to Vegas odds, they're the 3rd best team in the Central. You win the Central, you win 90 games, you get into the playoffs, you have a home series. Like, I think that would get him the win. More screw jobs happen. I know a lot of people don't really care, but no cap on this, Bob Fescoe.
Yeah.
Bobby Witt Jr. is ranked 96 in MLB The Show's new version. 96 overall.
Oh, 96. I thought you were like a 96 best player.
No, 96th overall. There are only 3 99s. Now, Dusty, why do you give a rip about this? Because I don't understand.
Because it kind of tells you what the perception is of baseball play.
Do you want to guess who the 3 99s are?
Well, I'm going to guess Ohtani.
That's 1.
Judge?
That's 2.
Oh, Judge, really? See, I would have said Trout.
Nope.
Just Ohtani, Judge, and then Acuna?
Nope.
Ellie De La Cruz?
It's obvious. Think about the offseason.
Oh, Soto.
There you go.
Yeah.
Soto is, according to MLB experts, the 4th best player in baseball.
Wow.
Soto,
Bobby.
Bobby. Soto's the 4th best.
Oh, okay.
The 1st best is Ohtani. Number 2 is Judge, 99-99.
Okay.
Bobby Witt Jr. is the 3rd best player in baseball, according to experts, and then Soto. But Bobby Witt's a 96, and the 2 above and the 1 directly below him, 99s.
So he's above a 99 as a 96?
Well, if you look at the MLB when they predicted, when they listed
gotcha,
their best,
gotcha,
he was
Woody Johnson would take Juan Soto over Bobby Witt Jr. because his rating is better.
Yeah, that's an interesting one because to me, Juan Soto versus Bobby Witt Jr. Tell me what my team needs first of all, right? And if you just need a bat, then obviously you're going to take Juan Soto. If you need an all-around player, you're taking Bobby Witt.
What do you think the consensus would be of Kansas City fans, Bobby Witt Jr. or Juan Soto?
Oh, I think it would be.
You think it'd be closer than you think?
No.
You think Bobby's a landslide?
I think 99-1. Bobby Witt Jr.
Pull it. I might as well. You never know.
Yeah, I'd love to see.
A lot of people hate Brett Veach.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We didn't see that coming.
You're
didn't see
right.
a lot of people throwing Trey Smith under the bus.
Yeah, you're right about
that. You throw
that.
a poll question up. MLB ratings are out. Soto's a 99. Bobby Witt Jr.'s a 96. Kansas City fans, would you rather have Bobby Witt Jr. or Juan Soto for your team the next 5 years?
See what people say, because to me, the answer's easy. It's Bobby.
And always remember this. If you come at the King, you best not miss. You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan. You're home for Kansas City Sports.
Fescoe and Dusty.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, you hear me talk about it all the time with my friends over at Foaling. They literally have something for everyone at Foaling, and it's perfect for everybody, whether you're doing a kid's birthday party, whether you're doing an adult birthday party, you're doing a fundraiser, you're doing a guy's night out, family night out, just hanging out with your friends, Foaling is the place to go. And now they have something for everybody on Monday nights as well. At Foaling, get your week started right with Jeopardy Bar League every Monday night at 7 o'clock. It's put on by the aficionados of trivia at Geeks Who Drink, and they have their very own Jeopardy champ, Pat Kerr, who attends bar at Foaling. He participates as well. So you want to play Jeopardy on Monday nights at Foaling? Grab your team of 6, bring your own food, check out their awesome bar with great cocktails and an unbelievable beer selection, and then go have some fun Foaling. Football plus bowling plus bar, and that equals Foaling Warehouse, Kansas City, located at 435 and State Line. You set up those bowling pins just like you're going to bowl, but you're throwing that football at them, you're knocking them down, and you're having the time of your life. Foaling is perfect for everybody. So get on out there, fool around, and find out how fun it is. Make your reservation at foalingkc.com. That's foalingkc.com, and get your foal on.
And Doug.
Quickly, Moo. We don't have much time. This Liberty ad is already almost over. We only have a few precious seconds to remind people to customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Okay. Well, I guess we had more time than I thought.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-390-4605. 800-390-4605. 800-390-4605.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey. More like Mira joyed that Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
T-Mobile home internet is all about speed, value.
What you doing, Zach?
I'm rehearsing. There are so many benefits. You got to talk fast.
T-Mobile home internet ranks #1 in customer satisfaction for home wireless internet by J.D. Power.
Wow, you are good.
Try singing it. T-Mobile has price lock.
They won't raise your rate on internet.
Hulu and Paramount Plus on them.
Get T-Mobile home internet all in for just $55 a month with auto pay and any postpaid voice line.
Additional terms apply. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Join us in supporting Braden's Hope for Childhood Cancer and Jersey Mike's Month of Giving. Visit any Casey, Topeka, or Lawrence Jersey Mike's and donate. You can also donate through the Jersey Mike's app. Help the fight against childhood cancer with Braden's Hope and Jersey Mike's.
Royals coverage sponsored by Braden's Hope for Childhood Cancer and Jersey Mike's Month of Giving.
Royals coverage sponsored by Metal by the Foot, your metal project superstore.
Who is the area's only dealer for Fronius professional welding equipment? Metal by the Foot, located in Casey and Topeka. Online at metalbythefoot.com. When you need a piece of metal, remember, metal doesn't have to cost an arm or a leg, just the foot.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Northland 35 southbound is slow from around Cookingham and stays heavier down towards Pleasant Valley Road with the problem before 435, accident blocking the right lane. Inbound I-70 off of Ganonigan, slow from 470 in past Nolan. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Hey Royals fans, it's Vern. The Hot Stove Show is back every Thursday night at 6 o'clock from spring training all the way up until opening day. This is your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Before we get into why the NFL is king, Pay your respects, Fescoe.
Yeah, we got a big game tonight. Odessa taking on Oak Grove in districts tonight over on the Missouri side of the state line. Odessa varsity girls basketball. Let's go, Odessa. Led by my friend Charlie Adams. Have you watched her play yet? Unbelievable. One of the best basketball players in the region right now. Going to go play at MoCan. She is phenomenal. Her stepdad, Joe, good buddy of mine, the guy who brought back the steak, egg, and cheese bagel to McDonald's.
Wow.
So, I mean, Joe gets things done.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay? He definitely gets things done, but Charlie gets things done on the court tonight. Odessa at versus Oak Grove, I should say. They're playing in Knob Noster, which is bizarre. You know, you got to go all the way down there to play, but that's how it goes. So Charlie Adams and the rest of her team, Keely, Kylie, Brooklyn, Brooke, Kayla, Keena, Coach Jake Doyle. I'll tell you what, Jake Doyle, you better have this team ready to go. Otherwise, Joe's taking away the steak, egg, and cheese bagel from McDonald's. So, yeah, he's got
Better win.
The man called the CEO of McDonald's. That's how bored he was. And he's like, I got the CEO's cell. We started peppering the guy. We got the steak, egg, and cheese bagel back, baby. But more importantly, Charlie, go lead that team to a victory tonight. And Jake Doyle, do not let the kids down. Put them in position to be successful tonight. It all comes down to this. Charlie's awesome, though, man. Go watch some videos.
And bring me a damn bagel sandwich.
Yeah, Joe. I know you're driving this way.
The Fescoe and Dusty random Thursday poll. Player ratings on MLB The Show are out. Bobby Witt Jr. was a 96 overall, but Juan Soto, the player below him, was a 99 overall. Who would you rather have, Bobby Witt Jr. or Juan Soto? 28 votes in the matter of 3 minutes. 92.9% Bobby Witt Jr. So thank you, fans. That's what I want to make sure, because it's been questionable. Been questionable on the side of the Chiefs the last couple days. So I just want to make sure we still have our faith in the future of this team and the future of baseball.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why you would say Juan Soto, because that's a big name. But I mean, Bobby Witt Jr. is a legit, not just a 5-tool player. He's a 5-tool star.
Right.
Is Juan Soto a 5-tool player? Be honest with me.
Yes.
Yeah, he is. Okay.
I think he's got the speed still.
Does he?
He's got the defense.
Hits for power, hits for average.
Yeah.
Speed.
I think he's there.
All right.
I don't think he's as 5-tool as Bobby, but I think he would classify as a 5-tool player.
Yeah, but Bobby's a shortstop, plays the most important position on the field. So.
I also don't think you get paid $750 million not being a 5-tool player.
Well, it is the Mets.
Fair. But yesterday is a day that proves why the NFL is king, is what somebody said, Matt Urich on Twitter.
Yeah.
Because of what happened yesterday in a nutshell of like March 5th.
Right.
Available, release, traded, signed, everything. And you're just like, it's not even noon yet.
Right, and it's not even a game being played. That's why the NFL offseason is just the best, why the NBA offseason is good, because everything just happens so dang fast and it moves. And this time next week, we'll be done with free agency. It'll be over because Monday at noon is when the tampering period begins, right? Mm-hmm. And then Wednesday at 3 is when the league year technically opens.
Well,
and
legal tampering begins.
That's right. And then at 3:15 next Wednesday, everybody will be signed. And when we come in here a week from today on Thursday morning, we'll know where everybody's been and all that kind of stuff. That's what's great about it. You still have baseball players walking around scratching their ass looking for a contract. And in football, this stuff is over. It happens, immediately. OTAs begin. Del Boca Vista Phase 1 starts, and here we sit.
And a conference tournament play yet.
I know, right? Like you're right. Like next week, conference tournament play will just be beginning, and the NFL offseason will be the biggest story that anybody is talking about, because it's going to be wild. It's going to be crazy. Quarterbacks are changing. I mean, the NFL's literally doing nothing right now, and everybody's checking the wires. Everybody's looking at Twitter. Everybody's trying to figure out what the next move is going to be. The rumors, they're hot. Everybody loves this kind of stuff.
Speaking of basketball, Basketball Madness comes to Kansas City for the NAIA Men's College Basketball Championship, March 20th through the 25th at Municipal Auditorium. 16 teams, 15 games, 1 national champion. Bring the family for nonstop action and affordable tickets. Get yours today at NAIAHoops.com. You had mentioned you can only have one.
Right.
And when you say you can only have one, you mean an off-season sign of a veteran wide receiver or a veteran running back.
Wait, which one are you taking?
It's easy to me, and I don't even need to think about it. I take the receivers.
Oh, really?
Multiple reasons why.
Okay.
A lot of these free agent receivers scream that Chiefs edition for a year, right? I mean, we can look at the list a little bit later when we go through one word, and we do that again. So that's a new daily bit that we'll do. We'll have one word to describe a name or a food item or a situation or a storyline. But you look at the veteran running backs, I don't want that. I'd rather go get a young guy with a draft that's loaded with 15 to 20 running backs that could be franchise running backs, according to many NFL insiders, and they're cheap. I don't want an Aaron Jones. I understand Aaron Jones is good. I don't want Aaron Jones. I want a rookie running back that's got the skill set that fits this team, and I'd rather go get like a Christian Kirk and give him the 1-year prove-it deal after making a ton of money in Jacksonville and screwing the entire offseason market in the receiver world.
He's the reason why we don't have Tyreek Hill anymore.
Him and Devontae. But
he
lot
was
of
first.
It, yeah, he was the one that said it. But to me, it's go get one of those veteran receivers that is a proven commodity in pass routes or in receiving routes and in trusted hands. And in the NFL draft, there's a slew of young running backs that are going to be very cheap on that first contract. And you have to worry about a veteran guy that could be at the end of his rope that could get hurt, and then it's for what? I know a young running back can get hurt as well, but if a veteran gets hurt and misses the whole season, whereas a young guy gets hurt and
That's
misses a couple
logical
games,
reasoning. Yeah.
right? So I'd rather go get that veteran 1-year prove-it guy in the free agency receiver, and I'd rather draft that running back because of the contract and the years that go after it.
See, I was going to go the other way, but you just did a great job of convincing me the opposite. So nicely done out of you. Mac, where would you go with that?
Yeah,
because
for all the reasons Dusty said.
Yeah.
That's it, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, it was great.
Is this real life?
Yeah, no, it was like, I would go running back. Like, I really thought like going running back, but then Dusty's like, no, just go draft. I'm like, yeah, that's what I would normally do. But I kind of got caught up in my own mind recently with the running back success, right? And so it's good to kind of take a step back a little bit and go, yeah, you know what, Dusty's right about this.
And I think there's an important note with the running back thing that we've been talking about, because we've been saying, oh, the running back's back. I want to make a quick note on that. The running back is back with good offensive lines. All of those teams that got running backs had great offensive lines. The Eagles, great offensive line. The Texans completely rebuilt their front five to go get Joe Mixon. Like all of these things, the Lions, best offensive line in the league. That is the first step. Those teams that run the ball, that is the first, it is a coupling. It is not just, oh man, running backs are back. O-lines are needed.
Do you think, though, that they're allowing Joe Thuney to go and trade Joe Thuney, moving Kingsley into guard, and let's just look at the middle interior of that line. Obviously, you're keeping it young with Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey and now Kingsley Suamataia in that middle of the line. Do you think maybe they are bringing those three guys and using those three guys as their interior now because they believe they're the best three run blockers out there, and maybe that's a little bit of a sign that they could be changing a little bit of their offensive approach going? I'm asking the question out loud. I don't know if Kingsley can run block. I know the text line will tell me whether or not he can.
For sure.
But I don't know personally whether or not he's. We know Trey Smith and Creed are great run blockers. Are we putting more credence, no pun intended, on the three in the middle? Because now we're going to kind of change things up a little bit.
Well, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to put that in your thank bank. We're going to break a little early, get to Ben Maller, and get right into that Thuney Kingsley Chiefs talk on the other side. You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
What the hell's wrong with your station?
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friend Joe and I were talking yesterday about a lot of things, and he says, you know what that best flavor combination in the world is? Homemade ranch dressing and Cajun butter chicken wings from Smokehouse Barbecue. I said, oh, yeah, that is one of the best flavor combinations I've ever had. And Joe goes, that ain't one of the best. It is the best flavor combination. If you have not had the Cajun butter chicken wings and the homemade ranch dressing from Smokehouse Barbecue, what are you waiting for? You need to get those wings. They are phenomenal. And you need to get the Smokehouse Barbecue for everything, whether it's lunch and you're having their pulled chicken sandwich, which I absolutely love, or maybe you're going to have dinner and you're going to get their new pork belly burnt ends, or maybe you're having a big party coming up as we get ready for spring in 2 weeks. You're going to have graduation parties. You may have wedding receptions. Let Smokehouse Barbecue cater all of your events. They'll bring the food to you. They'll set it all up, and you won't have to worry about a thing. Baby back ribs, burnt ends. They're delicious hickory pit beans that cook under the brisket for the final few hours to give them amazing flavor that nobody else can match. You can check out Smokehouse Barbecue at one of their 3 locations, Independence, Gladstone, and Zona Rosa, or at smokehousebbq.com. That's smokehousebbq.com. For over 35 years, locally owned and family operated, it's Smokehouse Barbecue.
After you use Bounce Dryer sheets and realize how fresh, soft, less wrinkled, and less staticky your laundry can be, you'll put a sheet on your every time. Like those socks that smell like they've been through a marathon. Put a sheet on or that blanket that's got wrinkles on its wrinkles. Put a sheet on maybe even your chatty coworker who keeps distracting you. Okay, Bounce Dryer sheets can't do it all. But for fresher, softer, better laundry, put a sheet on it with Bounce.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out. so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now, that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
Men, this is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. The one you love is the light of your life. And if you're like most of us, you want to do whatever you can to nurture your relationship. But if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction, you know the impacts the condition is likely having on you and your partner. ED is a relationship destroyer. It can contribute to depression, distancing, conflicts, and even breakups and divorce. And what's so disturbing about this is that most men who suffer with ED can be successfully treated, but a lot of guys don't seek treatment when they should. At Heartland Men's Health, we have protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases. In fact, if you're like most guys, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and maybe find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. So call Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices, Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Granger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay, things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
March is officially here. Come enjoy some great basketball at The Other Place. With 5 area Kansas City locations, The Other Place is a one-of-a-kind game day experience with dine-and-only specials during every tournament game. Come stop by The Other Place, Shawnee, Olathe, downtown Overland Park, Mission, and the newest one in Belton.
Shane Company engagement rings are expertly crafted to fit both your style and your lifestyle.
My wife's an artist and works with her hands. Shane Company helped me create a ring that's beautiful and sleek. She loves it.
Shane Company rings are crafted with care using high-quality materials, and we set each center stone by hand in our jeweler's workshop right here in our store. We also protect your ring, including the center stone, with our unmatched free lifetime warranty. Let us help you find your perfect ring, in-store and at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Northland 35 southbound, much improved from Missouri 152 down towards 435. Earlier problem has cleared. Heading inbound I-70, a little sluggish from 470 in past Nolan. Lee Summit, US 50 westbound, occasional slowdowns approaching 470. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
It is time to talk to our guy, Ben Maller of Fox Sports Radio. Of course, you can catch him overnights right here on 96.5 The Fan. And Ben, this time next week, free agency in the NFL is going to be over. We're going to know where everybody's going. What will be the biggest storyline to come over the next week in the NFL?
Well, it's all about Aaron Rodgers, like 5-6 degrees of Aaron Rodgers. But really what I'm looking forward to is who's going to get released next. Like we're in the firing season. We're in the season. We had Joey Bosa let go by the Chargers, which wasn't a shocker. He's hurt all the time last night. But the next few days, as you clear the books before free agency, and these guys have an advantage because you got to get that money once the money runs out, right? It's a you got to go as fast as you can. But Aaron Rodgers, obviously the big one. The quarterbacks. I like this developing story out of Vegas where finally someone had the chutzpah to actually tell the truth about Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll, that they're not going to reunite in Vegas. And that's going to be fascinating if Russ can find a starting job somewhere. Because the story, we had heard this, and you guys probably talked about it too, but the story out of Seattle when Russ was there, that he went to like ownership and tried to get Pete Carroll fired when they were in Seattle together. And so why would Pete bring a guy into Vegas who tried to get him fired from his previous team? But yet it had been reported for like a month that Russell Wilson could go to the Raiders. And so that's going to be interesting to see what happens to him and if he's willing to become a backup and all that. But yeah, it's going to be great. It's fun. I mean, I'm having a great time right now. DK Metcalf, where's he going to get traded to? And will he actually blossom into the player he should be and not? He looks like Adonis, but he doesn't often play like it. So we'll see.
Who ends up being the quarterback, the veteran that the Giants go out and get? Because Kyler Murray's now a name that's being thrown around.
Oh, yeah. Well, you knew that was inevitable. Kyler Murray. The Cardinals would love to find a sucker to take Kyler Murray because he's good for half the season. He can only play about 7 or 8 games every year. And remember, Bob, they blamed Cliff Kingsbury. They said, well, it's Kingsbury, once he's gone. Well, Kingsbury's been gone as a head coach for a couple of years, and Kyler's doing the same thing. He's good for 7 or 8 games, and then I don't know whether it's his body or there's video game tournaments. I don't know what it is, but he can't perform in the second half of the season consistently like he can in the first half. The Giants are the ultimate wild card here because I've fluctuated back and forth. The gambling market said Aaron Rodgers is going to go to the Giants, but I just think the Raiders are a better situation for him. It's West Coast, somewhat West Coast. It's towards California. Vegas is essentially a suburb of LA. He lives in Malibu, so I think that would make a lot of sense for Aaron Rodgers. And the Giants, Kirk Cousins. Do I dare say Kirk Cousins to the Giants? Is that that would be a trade? That wouldn't be a signing. Kirk Cousins and Russell Wilson, I feel like it's a flip the coin situation. My nemesis, the penny. We flip it up in the air and see where it lands.
Ben, I think it's interesting when we look at the carousel of the offseason of the NFL, but you said Aaron Rodgers, you mentioned Kyler Murray, the Giants, and all those rumors. Is there like a dark horse team that we're not seeing? Because every year we do this, we just kind of go through the motions of the NFL offseason. Ooh, Christian Kirk's a free agent. Oh, DK Metcalf wants to trade. Oh, Washington went and got Deebo Samuel. But is there a team that maybe we're not thinking about that might be making moves or has already made moves that we're like, you know what, honestly, why are we not talking about this team?
Well, not a team that we don't talk about, Dusty, because we talk about them way too much. And as Bob likes to point out, they're run by a carnival barker. But the Dallas Cowboys, right? The Cowboys they haven't really done anything in years of note. You think at some point, like Jerry's going to have to go out and sign some players and bring some players in, and he hasn't done it. And they really have been buttoned up, the Cowboys, and they got to figure out whether they want to pay Micah Parsons. His price went up, but I keep waiting for the Cowboys to do something, and they never do anything. Other than that, like a lot of the teams that you would say are contenders every year, they don't do exciting things. Like the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Green Bay Packers, those teams they don't do anything. Like I'd like to see that. I'm sure you guys talk about this all the time, but the Chiefs, I'd like to see them go out and get DK Metcalf, make that splash move, and button some things up on offense and not be a stationary offense, which they were last year, even though they got to the Super Bowl. So, but as far as I'm trying to think of the other teams, I know a lot of the other teams, they just that it's not in their DNA. They don't do that kind of stuff.
I think all the teams, though, that do win the offseason are the ones that are terrible during the regular season. Like, Carl Peterson used to say you don't win the Super Bowl in March, and I think he's right about that. Like, free agency's fun for us, but at the end of the day, if you're a team and you're letting a guy go, you don't think he can play anymore. Why should I sign you?
I think what we should do is have, like, a championship at the end of – when training camp starts, we should vote off-season champion. And they should have, like, a banner – and they can have the front office can get rings. I think this is a great idea. And then they can say that, because like my friends in Chicago, for example, they made the trade with the Chiefs for Tooney, the offensive lineman. They also made a trade with the Rams. So now they're already announcing that they've won the offseason, the Bears, because they fixed their offensive line, even though the underlying condition is Caleb Williams can't get rid of the ball quick enough. It's not really the offensive lines, but nobody wants to talk about that. But that would be, if they have won the offseason, that'll be the third year in a row the Chicago Bears have won the offseason. They remember Justin Fields was the offseason MVP, and then he had to play and sucked. And so then they got Caleb Williams, and then he sucked with 68 sacks, and now they've signed offensive linemen. So 3 years in a row for the Bears. So they would have that would be a three-peat for the Chicago Bears. They could celebrate that. They could market it, right? And the fact that they sucked during the regular season, that's a side issue.
Ben, I want to move on from NFL to maybe college basketball because I talked about this earlier today, and I think that in certain sports, there are certain individuals that can really make a needle move when it comes to maybe being a voice. And Jay Billis said last night, I don't know if you saw this, and I know you guys hate college basketball, you hate it. But Jay Billis said this game needs quarters, man. We're the only basketball team or the only basketball sport that doesn't do it. This game needs to change. We need to change replay, and the referees stare too much at a TV and not the game itself. What say, Ben Maller?
Dusty, I was busting Bob's chops. I've been trying to get into college basketball because March 16th, we're 10 days away from Selection Sunday. And then I will become an expert, and you will become an expert, and Bob will become an expert at college basketball because we have the tools of ignorance, headphones and microphones. So I've been trying to watch these games, right? I have been, and it is a bad product. It is a tough watch. And the thing that's changed in my lifetime is like when I was younger, it was like we had the stars and all that, and then the players weren't there long enough to have any name value. But then it was the coaches, like the bigger-than-life coaches, Coach K, Bobby Knight, that era, Jim Boeheim, and a lot of those guys are gone. And so I don't think there are way too many stoppages. I agree with Jay Billis as far as like replay and stuff, but I don't know that the whole quarter thing's going to really that'll be the magic bullet, the silver bullet that'll save everything. I don't know that that's the case. It's deep-rooted issues where you don't know the players, you don't know the coaches, and a lot of it, you're only going to watch if you went to college at a school that has a big-time college basketball program. Like if you went to Kansas or Duke, you're going to watch that. But if you're just a casual like I am, it's a tough thing. They gotta reinvent it. I mean, it's heading the way of boxing and horse racing, which is not where you want to be.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, college basketball and boxing to me are kind of on that level. You used to know all the players, and I heard you the other night ask who the heavyweight champ of boxing was. I have no idea. You used to know like that at the drop of a hat. You used to know who the coach of this team was at the drop of the hat, Is it because these sports have gotten worse, if you will, or is it just because the NFL has just taken over everything, and that's all anybody focuses their true attention on right now?
Yeah, well, the NFL, as we know, is that's like the one thing that's bread and butter. We can always go to the NFL and talk about it, and it's like college basketball it's regional, which is a problem, but it's like and I like the NIL. I'm glad the players are getting paid. I think it's kind of ridiculous guys are allowed to go to like 6 schools. So I think there should be some limits on that. I think that's a little absurd, but it's it's just a lack of the people running college basketball. You said, well, it's greed by everyone. The players want to get paid. The universities want to get paid. And everything's just watered down. It's like you had a restaurant that the food was good, the drinks were good, and then over time you started cutting corners on the food, and it wasn't as good, and you bought some lesser meat, and then the drinks, you started watering them down so you could make more money, and eventually people stopped going to your restaurant. So you got to change the menu, and you gotta make sure you don't water down the drinks and all that. I mean, Cooper Flagg's a good player. I don't know if he's as good as everyone says at Duke. Like he's going to dominate the NBA when he goes next year and all that. And there's a couple guys, believe it or not, on Rutgers that are actually really good. Like that scares you, but yeah, I don't really know much about him. So it's a deep-rooted issue, and it took years to get here, so it's going to take years to get out of it. That's the problem.
Back to the NFL real quick, because I want to ask you something about what the Rams are doing. I think they're going to put all their chips into a bag with Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp and get rid of offensive linemen. I think the Rams are in for a different year than maybe we think. Maybe that's a hot opinion, but Ben, I just want to get your opinion because obviously you do all that stuff in L.A. You like or dislike these moves that the Rams are doing?
Yeah, they're focusing on their defense. I mean, that's their new identity. It's not about the offense. I mean, Sean McVay's supposed to be the offensive genius and all that. He's really good, but they're convinced, whether they're right or not, Dusty, that they are going to have a top 5 defense next year, that these guys blossomed as the year went on. And the Rams, they have their first-round pick, which they don't normally have. And I don't think they have a second-round pick this year, but they've got like 3 picks in the top 100 or something like that. And I wouldn't be shocked if they go mostly defense in the draft because as far as the offensive line, like the guy they traded to the Bears was hurt quite a bit last year, and they'll sign some guys in free agency, but they're going to try to be a physical team. One of the things the Rams were upset about a couple years ago when they were losing in the playoffs every year was they were getting pushed around. They were a soft West Coast team, and so they wanted to become more physical. So they want to win with defense, and they want to win. I don't want to say completely running the ball because you can't win that way, although Philadelphia did. But that's more the style they want to get to. So that's what they're gunning for. Whether it'll work or not, I believe in Sean McVay until he goes to Amazon. Then I don't believe in him anymore.
Ben, we appreciate the time. Enjoy your final weekend of college basketball before the tournament, and we'll talk to you again next week.
All right. Thanks, guys.
It's Ben Maller, brought to you by...
Recording stopped.
Oh, there you go. That is Ben Maller, brought to you by The Landing in Liberty. Of course, you can check out The Landing, get those Ben Maller chicken tenders, baby.
God. I'd lick Maloney's bald-ass head if he let me get some tenders right now. I swear, dude. Those tenders and that ranch, man.
So good.
I'm licking forehead, dude. And I know that thing's clean. Take that, Chaminade. Might be too weird for those kids. Yeah. So yesterday, we had Nate Taylor join the show. And he said this about the trade of Joe Thuney.
If you're really going to fix left tackle, you have to make a move like this. And I will just put it very simply in this terms. Who is the younger player at guard? The younger player is Trey Smith. He stays. Unfortunately, Joe Thuney moves on to Chicago.
So that was Nate Taylor yesterday of The Athletic joining us here on Fescoe and Dusty. And way back in the day, which what seems like NFL news like a week ago, like I saw this today. We are 3 years removed from the famous slap of Will Smith to Chris Rock. 3 years.
Are you kidding?
Wow.
And St. Patrick's Day this year is 5 years of the day that the entire country shut down due to the pandemic.
Yeah, that's what the last
that quick, dude.
Yeah, the last game I was listening to Ben talk about this was like March 11th was like the last sports game, and then the rest of the country followed like quickly after that.
Well, the things I
shut it down.
And the reason I say this is because as of February 25th, when Brett Veach was on the show with Cody and Gold, he said this about Kingsley.
Coaches were really encouraged about his guard play. He had one game in there, but and this is something that the public can't see, but in the practices leading up to the Super Bowl and the playoffs, I think you kind of saw the light turn on there, and in our individual and group work, one of the things in our exit meeting that I talked to Coach Heck about was, he was really excited about the potential for Kingsley taking a next step up in his quality of play next year, but he thought he had a really, really big upside at guard too. So I think we'll have some flexibility with him. Not going to roll anything out with any of these guys in regards to position flex, but he's a guy that potentially could transition to guard and be a long-term solution at guard.
There you go, and that's what he's going to do.
So there's
he was either going to play left or right, depending on what happened there. If Trey Smith and they didn't franchise him, you didn't think you were going to get a deal done, and he had a walk, then Kingsley would probably be your right guard, and you would still have Joe Thuney on this team, but still have a need to fill that left tackle void and not a whole lot of money to spend on that left tackle. So they did the right thing by franchising Trey. He's younger, obviously.
Right.
Moving on from Joe Thuney, freeing up that cap space, and now you can go out and get Ronnie Stanley, who we've been talking about on this show for the last couple of days. Go out and get him to be your left tackle and see where the chips fall.
And it's funny you mentioned Ronnie Stanley because then Nate Taylor said this as well on our show.
They're going to try to sign Ronnie Stanley. Let's just put it out there.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
This is it.
Yes.
This is it, kids. Cam Robinson, get out my face. This is an all-in move, and that isn't to say that this is going to work necessarily. Ronnie Stanley could obviously go back to Baltimore. Baltimore now knows this.
So, DJ Humphries or Stanley?
Stanley, I'm going with. New is better for me in this situation, the unknown. And that is a total just shoot from the hip type of thing.
What did he just say?
But that's kind of my deal, man. That's kind of my deal. The new is where I'm going with this one.
Did he say just or something else?
Just
I must have
shoot
missed
from
it.
the hip. I don't know.
I'll have to go back and look at that.
Sounded like something else.
I would go DJ, but I get where you're coming from with Ronnie Stanley and the new face, but I just think DJ can get back to where he was 2 years ago, and he's going to be a lot cheaper.
Do you think the reason people will stay away from Stanley is because of the injuries?
Yep.
I think because
and
of the money
injuries,
probably too, and but you know what? Everybody gets hurt in the NFL, right?
One full season.
Because, like,
I think that's it for him. One full season.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of in the same narrative of, like, Joey Bosa, right? Like, well, I don't want to bring Bosa in. He's injury prone. I don't want to pay a lot of money.
Right.
Stanley, a lot of money, injury prone, where it's like, okay, like, I'm going to play advocate team side DJ Humphries real quickly. And you can hate me or love me. I don't really mind. But you look at a guy they got who's an all-pro, I believe, or Pro Bowler, and DJ Humphries from Arizona.
Pro Bowler.
Pro Bowler, who's out with an ACL injury, came back and tweaked his hamstring. I don't think you can put those two together. I think that hamstrings are just, in general, hamstrings. We've all probably tweaked one, pulled one, torn one in our lives.
Of course, yeah.
As just being boobs that watch sports. It happens. It just so happened that he wasn't ready to go until about week 14, and then the blip of the hamstring came up. Now DJ Humphries has a full year.
Why can't we have both of them on the roster?
I mean, do you if you have DJ Humphries, you believe him, do you want to spend money on a left tackle and have one and then not be able to spend money elsewhere?
What is DJ Humphries cost us any money, though?
I'd have to look at
Didn't they sign him to a 2-year deal, right?
I'd have to look at the spot track or the contract. But as I advocate for him, you then let him take the entire offseason off. He comes back 100% next year. Now you'd have almost 2 years rested from the ACL injury. The hamstring's no longer an issue, I believe, probably to this day. And now all of a sudden he gets to work in off-season training camps, in off-season, mandatory mini camp. I guarantee you his ass would be there. And then he gets to start the preseason, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, remember when everybody forgot about this guy? And now he's fully healthy? Because you had mentioned injuries happen in the NFL. ACL injuries happen all the time. Hamstring can happen to anybody.
Right.
Anybody. And now all that's out. You have a full year off. If you do believe that he is your Pro Bowl left tackle, because look, how many great left tackles are there in football?
About as many as great quarterbacks in the NFL.
It's the second best position in the. It's the second
most
important position in the game. Quarterback, left tackle. There's probably 7 quarterbacks that you're like, that guy can do it. There's probably 7 left tackles, maybe, that you're like, that guy can do it.
Yeah, maybe though.
And
I
so,
mean,
like,
maybe. Yeah.
I think that we judge this position on 2 variants.
Willie Rofe and
right, Jonathan Ogden and Orlando Pace, and
we do though.
But like, I think that we look at quarterbacks and we're like, this guy's good enough to get you to the playoffs. He can maybe give you a chance, but he's not Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Lamar, those type of guys. You look at left tackles, you're like, okay, maybe we're trying to compare this guy to be one of the best left tackles in the game. Well, that's one of 6 people. That's like taking Justin Herbert and saying, you're one of the best 5 quarterbacks in the game. In the playoffs, he throws 4 interceptions. And you're like, he's just not that good. No, he's good. He's just not Trent Williams.
Yeah.
And DJ Humphries, I'm not saying he has to be the top 5 offensive left tackles in the game.
But give me a top 10, top 15.
And I think he can be that.
Yeah.
He's already
If
been a
he's
Pro Bowl.
The Sam Darnold of left tackles, I'm good.
Yeah, you're good with that,
I'm
right?
good with that.
And I think for me, the newness of Ronnie Stanley is what I like. I mean, that's what I like. And I know that's a stupid way to determine whether or not you want a player on your roster or not. But I'm to that point now with left tackle. Not that I've seen DJ Humphries out there, and I'm tired of DJ Humphries at all because we didn't get the opportunity to truly see him out there on the field. But I know I want somebody that's played at a high level, played, in the AFC, knows how to protect the quarterback, has protected Lamar Jackson. I know he's got but again, who doesn't have the injuries? I think it's different with an offensive lineman with injuries than it is defensive linemen. Defensive linemen now are lean, mean, fighting machines, and they got to have speed, and everything matters with them. I think offensive linemen can get away with an injury a little bit more than a defensive lineman can. But at the end of the day, I just want something new. And I know that's not the right way to do business, but I just want something new at left tackle right now.
I get that, and he came off a great season. He just had a great season. Played all 16 games, 17 games.
And then I believe they signed DJ Humphries to a contract that included next year as well.
I just looked at it. I don't think so.
They didn't? For whatever reason, I thought it was like the last couple of games of this year and then all of next year, and that's kind of why they got the deal done. And if he's still under contract, I'm still using him as a backup. I need depth along that offensive line. But if he isn't signed, then see you later. That's fine, too.
Yeah, Spot Rack's got him unrestricted free agent right now.
Okay.
So they have to sign him.
Yep. And they signed him to a 1-year, $2 million, so you'd figure you could get him again for 1 year, $2 million.
He got $2 million for that last year?
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Way to go.
We bring it back every day, one word. There's a huge list, Mac, of wide receiver free agents.
Yep.
One word describes them.
I'll rattle them off. Here you go. Give me one word, boys. Devontae Adams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs.
No.
Okay. Keenan Allen.
No.
Yeah, I'm out on him. Yeah, no.
Okay, I'm in there. Chris Godwin.
Yes.
Yes.
Amari Cooper.
Maybe. He didn't really do anything for Buffalo.
I know.
He had that first game where he scored a touchdown, and like fantasy gurus are like, "This is it. This is going to be Allen's guy." Nah, Shakur. Like still.
I'll use a word for Amari Cooper. Hopkins.
Brioche. Marquise Brown. Hollywood Brown.
Hollywood.
Indecisive.
Okay.
Questionable.
DeAndre Hopkins.
No.
No. Out. 100% out. He showed his age.
This is a fun one. Demarcus Robinson. Had a good season.
Yeah, I mean, hell, they
Fence. I'm on the fence on
Okay.
that one.
Okay.
I wouldn't hate it if they brought Demarcus Robinson back for that same type
Does
of role.
50/50 count as one word?
Okay, we'll give you that. 50-50.
Yeah.
How about Juju Smith-Schuster? Another familiar name.
No.
Okay.
Although he was good down the stretch.
He
for the
was,
Chiefs.
but I think I feel like we've gotten the most out of him.
It's
Yeah,
time.
No. Yeah.
Mike Williams.
I got 2 words for you. Steve Nash and Chris Paul. Must-see TV.
Okay. Mike Williams, negative. Is Mac back there hitting the
What the heck was that?
That
hitting
is
the hog leg back there?
Alka-Seltzer Plus. Fast relief of your worst cold and flu symptoms.
Was that you coughing back there?
No, that was the ad.
Oh.
Is that or Tom Coughlin?
So Mike Williams, Bob.
No.
Okay. Another familiar name. It's on the list. Had some moments. Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
No.
I'm trying to think of it. Negative.
And last one, Darius Slayton.
Negative. His name's been involved before. Never happened. Never will.
Agreed.
Yeah, I feel like every offseason
Long
we're talking
gone.
about him.
Yeah.
Out.
Yeah, long gone. That's 2 words.
There's a couple of it was Mac Hollins there, but we don't want the barefoot guy who
Who
wore
came up with the animal head?
thing. Yeah, no, I'm good there.
I don't know. For our standpoint, like
Mac's awesome.
Yeah.
He's got a good name.
I mean, Kansas. I mean, I guess Buffalo Barefoot's an interesting one as well. But
Yeah.
no, I'm good. I'm good on that. 8 o'clock, we'll be joined by Vern live in Arizona. And again, spring training coverage on 96.5 The Fan is brought to you by Park and Go, KC's premier airport parking destination. Coming up next, you smashing or you passing here on Fescoe and Dusty. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Make sure to follow us on Instagram @TheFan965 for behind-the-scenes content from the show. Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, spring is here, and the snow is going to be melted before you know it, and that means you're going to be looking at your lawn going, am I going to go through another year of trying to battle the lawn, or am I just going to allow the folks at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control to take over? Because that's what we're doing this year. I've been battling the lawn for the better part of a decade. The last 3 years have been absolutely miserable for us, and so I'm saying to myself, why am I trying to do something that I know nothing about? At Aspen Lawn and Pest Control, everybody there is a college-educated professional. They have degrees in making your lawn look spectacular. So I'm going to allow them to do the work because I know that I just can't do it on my own. Aspen Lawn and Pest Control is going to have me having the nicest lawn on the block. And when you see their iconic blue truck in front of my house, you're going to be admiring my lawn going, yeah, Aspen Lawn and Pest Control knocked Fescoe's yard out of the park. They've been providing award-winning service since 1985, offering full-service lawn care, irrigation, and pest control. And if you mention you heard it right here, you're going to get a free estimate and up to half off your first application. So you want to expect the best. Don't wait. Call today or visit aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
Buckle up and hang on. This is going to be a good one.
The fans of Kansas Speedway know how to have a good time. One that celebrates fantastic finishes.
Crash together. So close.
And family-friendly facilities. Trading paint.
We've got feuding.
And tailgating tradition. Burnouts. Beer. And barbecue. Oh, it'll for sure be a good time. And you are all invited. NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, May 9th through the 11th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-518-3899. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-518-3899. That's 800-518-3899. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec Premium Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines. Right now, get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $32.99. In-store only, limit supplies. See store for details. Choose Syntec exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Want a golf course quality lawn? It's easier and more affordable than you think with TruGreen. As the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, TruGreen brings pro-level expertise straight to your yard so your lawn can look like a fairway. Right now, you can sign up and get 1 free application. Plus, with their price match guarantee, you know you're getting the best value. And if you're not satisfied, TruGreen will come back to make it right. Don't wait. Visit TruGreen.com today to get a free application and let the pros handle your lawn while you enjoy the results. Offer ends March 10th. Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
What would you do if you could go back in time with the tap of a button?
Watch the ancient Egyptians build the pyramids?
How'd they do it?
Buy enough Bitcoin to purchase your very own private island.
Or maybe just skip the joke that flopped at the holiday party.
Unfortunately, we haven't figured out how to rewind time. But you can rewind live shows with the free Odyssey app.
Never miss your favorite sports talk again. To get started, download Odyssey and search for your station.
Hey, it's Cody and Gold once again telling you about our friends over at Centric, and we've all been dealing with this brutal weather in Kansas City. Maybe you work outside and look, you've just had enough. Well, you can start a brand new career with our friends over at Centric because they allow you to advance your career on your time with their flexible schedules.
You choose your curriculum, go with that new career path, and stop worrying about what the weather will do for you. Call our guy, Russ Mondry. He's been with Centric for 16 years and will be with you to guide you every step of the way. Go to Centric.com now.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Checking 49 northbound, you're slow on Belton approaching Missouri 58, moves better past 163rd, then it starts to slow again around Missouri 150, stays off again, on again, slow in through there, with the heavier slowdowns around Longview Road up towards Red Bridge with an accident blocking the left lane. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Oh, yes. One of my favorite segments of this show that we do every week on a Thursday at 7:45. Smash or pass?
Smash.
Absolutely.
There are so many great things that I've been finding recently. You know, if you ever there's a good formerly Twitter account like Messed Up Foods, I think is what it is. Give it a follow. You can see some of the great stuff that they, like what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, So obviously we have these items that we have found, and then we ask the question after we try to do our best to describe it, which it's very simplistic what we're describing. It's food, beverage, a lady. But smash or pass. The first one goes to Bob Fescoe.
It's just I'm looking at it still. You know those?
I'm smashing this 100%.
You are?
If you're clicking the first one.
Really?
Yeah. Tell them what it is.
Chocolate covered pickles.
Absolutely.
Isn't that a salty, sweet thing that you don't like, though?
That's fair. But sometimes I cheat, and that's what I'm trying to
No,
work
that's fine. Like having the
because I like pineapple on pizza.
Oh, yeah,
love it.
Yeah, that is. Just
I like ketchup
deplorable.
on fries.
Oh, I do too.
That's a sweet salty.
Is it?
Isn't ketchup kind of sweet?
I guess if you
but
put
it has
that
it. But
way,
it has that vinegar.
It's on the line. I'll give it to you.
Yeah. Pickles are vinegary.
Yeah.
And the chocolate. Now it looks very weird.
It looks like a little chub. You ever have those little chubs? You know, those little
Once a morning.
Yeah, little chub is what this looks like.
After a couple of beers, yeah.
Yeah.
Couple beers.
Chocolate covered pickle though, I just can't do that one.
I bet it's decent. It's like that. I'm a pickle lord.
I like pickles. Yep.
Big pickle guy.
Okay.
I mean, chips, spears, fried, pickle sandwich they had at Jimmy John's. I'm going to wait until the summer to eat it. I'm going to wait till the summer to eat it.
I would do that. I like pickles. I just don't know if I want it covered in chocolate.
I once ate I didn't know Jimmy John's pickles were that big. I once ate one in my car. Awkward side by side at a red light.
That is, yeah.
Because they're juicy, and I had to get the juice out. Like this guy was so red. I was like, "It's not what you think, dude."
Yeah, it's a pickle.
I'm not sending an invite.
So are you smashing that?
I think I'm smashing. Yeah,
You are.
I'm in on that.
Okay.
I like pickles. I don't like chocolate that much, but if it's just the covering, I think I'd do it.
913-586-7965. Smash or pass chocolate covered pickles. Someone says that someone born with the gift of the sense of taste that offends me. I mean, I think it would be
You
good.
get offended easily.
I mean, I think it'd be good. I think that's a little. I don't know. To me,
It's a little snowflake-ish, if you ask me. Quite honestly, you're offended by somebody's pickled chocolate choice?
What if it was like the bread and butter type of pickle?
Now
with the
that's
chocolate?
interesting.
Or what if it's a spicy pickle?
I like bread and butter pickles.
I'm not working at Jack Stack. They introduced them to their platters with like pickled red onion and the sweet pickle.
Yeah,
and I found myself like elbow deep at the end of the night with the leftover bread and butter pickles and the onions and like the turkey that they didn't use.
Oh, that
and
sounds
I'd
good,
put
yeah.
the pickle and the onion and roll the turkey up and smash it.
Yeah, that's good. Like
that was all the turkey. It's that fat guy in the corner.
Yeah, those bread and butter pickles are really good. I like a sweet pickle
they grew
like that.
on me.
Yeah, my wife hates them, and so she'll never have them in the house or anything like that. But I love them. I think they're really good on a sandwich. They like just a normal when you just said roll it up in the turkey like that. I'm like, that's a great flavor
because it was a
combination.
smoked turkey with a sweet pickle with a vinegary onion.
Yeah.
And I would have never as a kid even once tried to eat a sweetened, like a bread and butter pickle. But the older I got, if you have something that's like really salty, like a pork sandwich is perfect for them. Because it just, being a little chub.
Yeah, no kidding.
Someone says they'd rather eat Vegemite. No, you wouldn't.
Oh, no.
No, you wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
Come on,
Bro.
Rob.
I call cap on that.
Cap City.
Big cap. The next one screams Mac Maury when I saw this last night. Taco Bell, during its Live Moss event, the fast food chain revealed a new flavor of the beloved Mountain Dew soda, Baja Midnight.
Smash!
The new flavor adds passion fruit to the tropical lime soft drink.
Yeah, I'm not surprised he's going to smash. As I told you earlier, he's closer to my kid's age by a decade than he is my age. My kids would be smashing that.
Smash.
Mac will take that to the Mac Shack.
I'm not a vodka drinker. But
Oh,
you
now
throw-
mixed
you-
with vodka?
You throw a little Kirkland or a little
All right.
Tito's in there.
Nice.
That's a sipper. That's a poolside sipper with little
Absolutely.
Tito's in there. Know what
That
I'm
would be
saying?
refreshing.
Or you could throw a Cutwater in
But
there.
it's Baja Midnight, it says, so you can't have it during the day.
Well, that's like your opinion, man.
Did you see 7-Up is re-releasing its tropical version of 7-Up?
I didn't know they already released it.
So they had a picture of the tropical 7-Up out on a pallet at Walmart or something like that, right? I was reading this Instagram post, and it said 7-Up is releasing is re-releasing or whatever it was, the new flavor of 7-Up, tropical 7-Up. And then it went on to say, before you comment that, yes, this has been out, this is actually new. This is a new packaging. They're re-releasing the packaging from the early, just hammering well, actually, guys, this has been out for a while, but it's a re-release. Tropical 7-Up, you guys in on that?
I'd give it a shot. Yeah.
If they bring back Sprite Remix.
Oh, my God.
Do you
Remember that?
So,
yeah, of course.
So Sprite Remix was like this trial and error thing. It was great for us middle school and high school kids because it was only 20 or 50 cents at the vendor, where every soda was $1. So you either got a Fruitopia R.I.P. A Snapple, which I don't even know if those are still around, but I love Snapple.
I have cases of Snapple in my garage.
Peach Snapple.
The Diet Peach
Brios.
Snapple is the best drink on earth.
We just became best friends.
Oh, my God.
It is great.
It is just phenomenal.
And then they had Sprite Remix, and it was 50 cents. So you put $1 in there. They shot you back 2 quarters. You put the 2 quarters back in there. Your parents hated you in the school, but you had 2 sodas for $1. And it wasn't bad. Tasted like Skittles. So it was all right.
It's a good deal.
Next up on Smash or Pass, I want to bring this up because big fan of Big Cat of Barstool Sports. I think he's a funny, entertaining guy. They have this new Doug challenge. And I want to know, they don't really give rules, but I'm going to say let's say for 2 hours, you have to do this. This is the Doug challenge.
So last night we got 4 of us in a SUV live streaming it, and it's called the Doug challenge. You ever heard of it? All right, so the challenge is you have to go to the drive-thru and order exactly what the car in front of you ordered. And you have to see how many restaurants you can do. So eat it? Yeah, and eat it. Everything that's in the order. We got lucky on the first one. We went to Taco Bell. The person in front of us got 1 small order of cheesy potatoes.
Good start.
But then we went to KFC and we had it was like a 10-piece chicken bucket. And that was like restaurant 12.
By yourself?
No, it's 4 of us.
Okay.
So 4 of us eating. I think Lucas did the math. We had 20,000 calories.
Smash or Pass in the Doug Challenge.
Okay, I got a lot of questions on this one. Number one, how do you know what the person in front of you ordered? No, I know, but like you just get up to the drive-thru window and go, give me exactly what the person in front of me had. Okay,
Correct.
so that's how you order that.
Yep.
Okay, I'm fine with that. That's cool. I have no problem
If
with
it's a
that.
minivan,
Good luck. Yeah, right. How many restaurants do you go to in a day?
Until you can't. So last night they did until they puked.
Okay, so like Cody Johnson until you can't, right? And then so
Until you can.
And then that I guess those are my only 2 questions.
And then you get to pick your crew. So like I say, you, me, or you, myself, and Mac, we went until we couldn't. And we, start off at Chick-fil-A. In front of us is an SUV. 4 chicken sandwiches, 4 waffle fries, 4 drinks. We gotta smash that, and then the next one. And then you just go until you're like, all right, let's go to McDonald's. Oh boy. Guy in front, we got lucky. They just got a medium fry. All right, we just gotta eat a medium fry. But what they said is by the 12th spot they hit was a 10-piece of KFC, and they consumed 20,000 calories each.
I mean, that's insane. That would make me want to vomit. I couldn't do that, no matter how good it is.
Oh, they all yacked. All of them.
Did they?
Yeah, there's video.
Yeah, okay.
I couldn't watch it all, but yeah, it's oof.
Would there be like a strategy with like starting at a greasier place and trying to end at like the freshest like fast food place you could get? Hope you get a grilled chicken at Chick-fil-A. I don't know. Trying to make you last longer?
Or like maybe you end towards the Panera drive-through, but even still, that's bread.
That's bread.
That's
That's
bread.
too much. I'm not interested in that. That's put in my gut. No. I don't know that there's any strategy to it. It's all fast food.
You're gonna,
you're just gonna feel like you hate yourself after it anyway. And want to punch yourself in the face.
The last Smasher Pass, I can see that there's a purple icon that's already clicked on it. Kim Kardashian came out yesterday with a new Skims bikini shoot. Smash or Pass?
Smash.
The Ageless Wonder. Aging like fine wine.
She looks great in these pictures, yeah.
Well, guys, it's all fake. I don't care.
Yeah, well, life's fake, man.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, well, life's fake.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
My goodness, what a beauty. And then we thought the bad Santa video or Santa baby was going to be the end of it. No. New swimsuit shoot. Smash or Pass. There you go. Here on Fescoe and Dusty. Coming up, our guy, Josh Vernier, live from Arizona, joins us again as we do every day while he's in spring training. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Fescoe and Dusty. Subscribe and watch the show on YouTube by going to our channel at The Fan 965, Kansas City's FM sports station. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, Missouri sports fans, listen up. I've got amazing, great, wonderful, sensational news for you because the Underdog app is now available to play in Missouri, like literally right now. If you want to jump on the Underdog app right now in Missouri, you can do that. And Underdog is one of the leading sports apps, and you can now play in Missouri. And if you want to win up to 1,000 times your money, you can with Underdog. I love the Underdog app. I love combining sports. I love combining different teams and different players. You can do anything you want to play. Choose whether a
player will go higher or lower on one of their stats, points, assists, rebounds, it doesn't matter. And they've got all your favorite leagues, teams, and stars to choose from. You can create entries with all basketball selections, or you can mix and match across other sports, which is what I love to do. And you can play with as little as $1, and if you get everything right, you can win up to 1,000 times your money. So turn $1 into 1,000 with just your sports knowledge. Download the Underdog app now and sign up with promo code BOB to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Join in on the fun when you sign up with promo code BOB. Claim your special offer today and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly upon first deposit. Must be 18 and over and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people. We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-518-3899. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-518-3899. That's 800-518-3899. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Royals Coverage, sponsored by Metal by the Foot, your metal project superstore.
Whether you're a DIY enthusiast, a contractor, or business owner, Metal by the Foot has the perfect solution for you. Located in KC and Topeka, online at metalbythefoot.com. When you need a piece of metal, remember, metal doesn't have to cost an arm or a leg, just the foot.
This report is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people.
Choose Syntec Full Synthetic Motor Oil designed for today's engines exclusively at your O'Reilly Auto Parts store or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Kansas side, 35 southbound, heavy from 635 down towards 67th with a stalled off to the right shoulder. 635 southbound, pretty slow from Gibbs down to I-35. Alan Card, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Hey, it's Vern. Catch me every day with Cody and Gold at 12:45 for a live update from Arizona as I'm with the boys in blue at spring training. This is your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
I mean, you can't make it up, baby. You get the legal ID of Vern's Voice, followed by Vern's Voice on Fescoe and Dusty at 8 o'clock. He joins Cody and Gold every day, joins us every day. I'm getting the baseball flow. I'm getting the juices flowing.
I like it because I woke up to a text this morning from Josh Vernier.
Really? He texts you in the morning and not
Well,
me?
last night it was 8:30, long up to sleep at that hour.
Yeah, when you woke up in the morning.
He's got a picture of the crowd of a bunch of dudes in cowboy hats, and he says to me, he goes, when you talk about the baseball trip you take with your buddies, this is what I imagine. It's a bunch of dudes with the cowboy hats in the front row. Like, we may have to get cowboy hats, Vern. I think that's a good look, right?
It's a nice way to stand out. You get caught on television. You can tell people that are watching the game, hey, look for me and my goofball buddies here in the front row.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, eventually we are going to have to do spring training because we're going to run out of teams, but not having a season in 2027 continues to prolong that for us, and Sacramento continues to prolong that for us, and then dementia because we forget where we went,
Do you have the next one already lined up?
Yeah, Detroit is this year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Vern, where would you rank spring training baseball as a bachelor party? Because I don't know if you saw this the other night, but the other night Josh Allen had his bachelor party at the TGL event because obviously Tiger was playing. He's Josh Allen, probably didn't have to pay a dime, lucky guy. Right. But I was thinking you got the Super Bowl, waste management. Waste management's in Arizona. Let's say
Super
the
Bowl's
Super Bowl's
out.
Yeah,
No.
you're not going to that. But let's say the waste management, you go to Arizona, then you go see spring training, and you kind of prolong. You get to have fun. Would you rank Arizona as during the spring for a good bachelor trip?
Yes, of course, and especially if you put it with that waste management weekend all in one. But even if it's not that weekend, if you can stay on the Scottsdale side, moonlight out in Old Town, go to the games in the afternoon. Even if you're on the surprise side, catching an Uber for a quick 35, 45-minute drive out to Phoenix or Scottsdale, it's a great idea. I think it's a perfect bachelor party trip out here to Arizona. I mean, the tickets aren't expensive, and you wouldn't even want a seat. I want to sit in the lawn. Because we'll probably, that's a great idea.
All right,
Let's get married so we can do this.
Well, I'll take the day off and go find my bride.
No, go for it because that is a great idea, Vern. The more I think about it, I'm like, that would be a hell of a bachelor party because you could go to the games. They're all at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so you don't have to get up early. If you wanted to get in some golf, maybe you could before or after, depending on what you want to do. Or if you just want to drink
in the sun.
Bake in the sun. Go to Old Town and check out the scenery down there. It's a great spot. I had some friends do a bachelor party in Phoenix last year, and they rented this house that you looked at. It had 45 bedrooms, and I think I may have showed you that. It was insanity what they did.
As long as one of my buddies doesn't hit me with a baseball bat, I'd be all right.
You'd be all right with that, yeah.
Speaking of,
all right.
Salvi okay?
Yes, well, we're hoping so. Yesterday in the second inning on the follow-through of a swing from a right-handed hitter on the Seattle Mariners, it hit Salvi just under his left eye, knocking the mask off of his face, and he kind of fell down to his hands and knees and just kind of sat there for a while. Now, we've all seen Salvi get banged up so much over the past 13 years and then pop up and continue to play. So even when things look catastrophic, Salvi's trained us all that he's going to be just fine. But training staff and Q, they go out, they stop the bleeding on what Q calls a boxer-like cut under the left eye of Salvi. But of course, being the great Salvador Perez, he tells Q, I'm finishing the inning. You're not taking me out mid-inning. So Salvi finishes the inning and then runs to the locker room because the swelling was just too much. So I would imagine the swelling's still going to be there. He's going to have quite the shiner. Hopefully there's no damage below the eye to that orbital bone. Knowing Salvi, I would assume that he's going to be fine, but we all know what happens when you assume. So excited to get to the ballpark later on this afternoon to find out the latest on the captain.
Does he need an orbital bone to play, or can we play without that?
I don't know, man. He's played with blurriness in his eye when he had that buildup under his retina, where he couldn't even see out of one eye, and he was still catching, still hitting bombs. With the flu, with COVID, with a busted up knee, with a busted up hip, concussions. This guy's played through everything.
Yeah.
So as long as he has one orbital bone, I think he'll be fine.
Okay, good. Can I donate mine to his?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if yours would be up to snuff, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, I mean,
respectfully, I know mine wouldn't. You're a little bit tougher than me, but I still think it would fall short of the criteria Salvi needs for all of his muscles, bones, and tendons.
I mean, I'm a Missouri guy. My eyes have been pretty good the last couple of years. I want to bring this up because we talk about Salvi and his impact on this team being there in the 14 and 15 run, but also we're seeing guys like Soria and Moose and Ned come back, and obviously George down there, Sweeney's down there. What's the impact of these former Royal legends coming back and talking to this team that did get to the ALDS, that does have a superstar? How important is that, and what's the impact of it?
Well, especially with what this team's trying to do this year, where last year they thought they were good and had a chance to talk with Greg Holland, Wade Davis. I saw Willie Wilson, Dennis Leonard. So the 70s and the championship team of 2015, more guys starting to matriculate back to Surprise and put that Royals uniform back on. Of course, like you mentioned, Moose is still out here, Mike Sweeney and the rest. It's important when you go from
no
one
Frank
expecting
White.
It. You know what? I haven't seen him.
Oh.
You know what? You bring it up. I'll ask around.
Yeah,
I'll
see
see
if Frank's
if
coming out for an
he might just be on the
appearance.
backfields,
Yeah.
working on his flips to second base.
Uh-huh.
When you go from a team that's everyone's laughing at in 2023, and you break out the way that this squad did last year, they now know that they're good. It's no longer a question of can we compete, can we get to October. A guy like Greg Holland, Willie Wilson, George Brett, all of these champions, former champions that find themselves out here in Surprise, they can put you up on game about what's coming this year. You're not the Chiefs or the Dodgers where you're getting everyone's best shot every single night, but no longer is that flight into Kansas City for a 3-game weekend set against the Royals our chance to get right. No longer can that team fly into Kansas City and say, all right, let's go load up on some barbecue and then hammer the Royals tomorrow. No, you better get your rest because Lugo, Reagan's, the expectations are now heightened. Greg Holland with Cole Reagans, Wade Davis sitting down with Michael Waka, watching those guys cut it up. With Carlos Esteves as well, who was teammates with Wade and Holly in Colorado. Just the little heads up on what's to come, ways to prepare for a longer season. A guy like Alec Marsh last year, who's last year pitched more innings, more high leverage innings than he ever has in his career, and he's now ahead of schedule, hoping to be there maybe within the first 2 weeks or after the first 2 weeks of the regular season. This is a guy same with Lucas Ursek, someone you guys talked to last week. This is the first time where they're going into a 162-game season with the expectation of playing an additional 30 afterward. So to prepare your body for a 7-month march through the summer, it takes something different. And those champions of the past that have prepared their bodies in March, not only for the early season to jump out and try and take a stranglehold on this division, but also listening to their bodies so that they are peaking at the right time into September and October. Yeah, the knowledge is really endless from these guys. And, man, the excitement on Moose's face, on Greg Holland's face, on Wade Davis's face to still be a part of the game. It's Fescoe, you've seen this countless times over the years. When guys are playing, a lot of them are nice and they'll get along with the media. Some of them aren't. And then once they hang it up, man, they just can't replace that rush. They can't replace the clubhouse. And all of a sudden, man, they're excited to see the media. They're excited to see the Bat Boy. They're excited to see the clubbies. They're excited to see everyone because having it taken away, not being on the field with their guys anymore, there's nothing that can replace it. And all of a sudden, man, they're shaking hands. They're hanging out with fans. That's one of the cool things out here in spring training is watching a little bit older Royals fans fawn over a George Brett, a Willie Wilson, seeing the Mike Moustakas and the Eric Hosmer. Man, it's been really cool, and I think it's a testament to what the Royals are now and moving forward under John Sherman, where it's no longer the lowly Kansas City Royals, man. No, there's a tradition now. There's a winning tradition in Kansas City and a Royals way moving forward.
And it's good that that's not a 30-year gap. It's only a 10-year gap, and most of these players just finished playing, so the credibility's there. It's awesome. Vern, when I come back out in 2 weeks, you'll have to go to Old Town with us and watch Gene Watson sing at the Rusty Spur. That is the highlight. That is the highlight. You will absolutely love it.
I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in, and I might break out a little Led Zeppelin Black Dog just to freak everybody out.
Oh, my goodness. If you get up on stage and do that, oh, my God, that would be awesome.
I'll lick your damn head as well. Vern, we love you. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, buddy.
Take care, buddy. That's Josh Vernier there. And spring training coverage on 96.5 The Fan is brought to you by Park and Go, KC's premier airports parking destination. Coming up, one bold prediction here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
I just want to say how awesome it is to have Bob Fescoe and Legend Likens on every morning to start my day. I freaking love you guys.
On your home for Kansas City sports, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, it is football, it is bowling, it is bar, and that equals Foaling Warehouse, Kansas City, KC's funkiest sports entertainment venue located off of 435 and State Line. And if you're thinking to yourself, who is Foaling perfect for? Stop thinking, because it is perfect for literally everybody. If you want to do a birthday party, if you want to do a fundraiser, guys' night out, girls' night out, family night out, you just want to go foal around and find out how fun it is, you can do it at Foaling. And at Foaling, it is a mashup of football and bowling, drinks, and fun. Essentially, what we're doing is we're setting up bowling pins, and then we're throwing footballs at them, and we're knocking down those pins like it's nobody's business, right? You hit the bonk pin, the 5 pin right by itself, the bonk horn goes off, you get to put your name on the wall, you get bragging rights, and you get to look at all your friends and go, yeah, I'm the best foaler out there. So you need to reserve a lane now at foalingkc.com. That's foalingkc.com, and you can cater your own event, bring your own food, but more importantly, take advantage of their awesome bar, great cocktails, and an amazing beer selection. So reserve that lane now at foalingkc.com. That's foalingkc.com and get your foal on.
Booth Creek Wagyu, KC's premier Wagyu beef meat market, has even more convenient ways for you to shop. In addition to their location at 135th and Metcalf, they're now open at 95th and Knoll. Everyone deserves to elevate their beef. Whether you're looking to wow your family with a meal they'll never forget or impress your friends, neighbors, and coworkers, their Wagyu experts are ready to help you pick out something unforgettable. Booth Creek Wagyu, now with 2 locations, open 7 days a week, or at boothcreekwagyu.com.
Men, this is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And though I generally talk about medicine and effective treatments for erectile dysfunction and other men's sexual health issues, today I want to talk about love. Because love is the best reason to get treated for your ED. You see, ED can cause major relationship issues. In fact, men often push their partners away when ED becomes a problem. The condition can cause depression, arguments, breakups, and even contribute to divorce. But the good news is that if you're like most men suffering with ED, you can be successfully treated at Heartland Men's Health and put a stop to the relationship stresses that ED can cause. I say this with all confidence because we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. Truly, it's likely you'll find you're performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and get the love back in your life. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices: Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com. Like you know to check you have gas first before road tripping through the desert.
Empty? Seriously? Maybe I can walk.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So if you want to save money, check Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com.
Maybe I can't.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
It's Power Torque Tools DIY Days at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Lifetime guaranteed Power Torque professional hand tools only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now, that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
When the game tips off, the NBA action is just beginning on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, because FanDuel is your home for NBA live betting. So even if you miss the first few minutes of the game or you want to bet on a fourth quarter comeback, you can make your picks from the first whistle until the final buzzer. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. However you want to play, now's the perfect time to join. New FanDuel customers get started with $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com/Alex to join today. That's FanDuel.com/Alex for your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and President, Kansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets with expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side, inbound I-70 gets heavy coming out of Blue Springs. Very slow approaching Woods Chapel. Stays that way over towards Little Blue Parkway with an accident blocking at least one lane of traffic. Heading into downtown, 29 southbound to off again on again heavy from Armour into the downtown loop. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Thanks to Josh Vernon, who just joined us live from Arizona, living his best life. I don't know how you couldn't in Arizona.
It's the best gig in the world, man. I'm telling you. What Josh gets to do every day, that should be your dream job for anybody. I mean, I'm being 100% serious. I guess maybe because I love baseball so much, but being down there at spring training and then being around a baseball team every day and watching the greatest game on earth, man, go get him, Vern.
Yeah, dude. I would love that job. I just don't know. I don't think there's anybody better in the business than Vern. So tough shoes.
Now, he's had to watch some bad baseball over the years.
True.
But now he's getting rewarded finally,
Mhm.
right? Gets that opportunity to see good baseball.
Yeah, it makes the job a lot easier. But it doesn't make the text line and the phone callers better. Because when they're terrible, it is theater. I'll tell you what's wrong with this
Might make them worse.
What is the text line complaining about today?
No, I'm saying whenever the Royals are bad.
I thought you meant
it's
during Vern's
theater.
segment. I'm like, what could we possibly
No.
I wanted to ask Verna, we ran out of time about Q and that manager of the year stuff we kind of talked about earlier, like what he thinks it would take for Q to get manager of the year. I think you're right, Dusty. I think he's going to have to win the division this year and maybe be the #1 overall seed in the American League to get that manager of the year thing. Not that matters to him. But I'm sure there's $500,000 involved, though.
Somebody says, getting in late, but on the same line of the bachelor party idea, after we graduated college, me and 6 buddies pooled all of our money, rented an RV, and spent mid-May through August going to a game in all American cities. Best trip ever.
That's awesome, man. That is so freaking cool. Like, that is just awesome.
Somebody says, surprise Arizona story. In 2018, I might have called Ned Salvi after having a few too many boulevards.
I don't know how you can mistake those guys.
A lot of beers.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
I mean, that's
more
a
than
lot.
a couple beers.
Let's not lie here and say a couple of beers. There was probably a case, a handle of Tito's, and some edibles involved. If you're mistaken, Salvi and Ned
could have had a little bump too.
Hey, tell you something, Sal. I'm Ned.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Let me tell you another thing.
I think that'd be the one thing that I think would absolutely piss off Ned Yost, like a drunk person. Like he has already no business for like anything. But yeah. Somebody says, can we get a daily Vern segment this season? Just a recap of the game we just had and a preview of the next game. I'm gonna need it. Vern, they play the same team again tomorrow that they
Right.
played today. What do you think about the game in 2 days? Who they'll play the same team again?
Yeah.
Boy, Ben Johnson's making some moves in Chicago, baby.
But who else have they gotten rid of now?
Well, they got the left tackle from the Rams. They got the
Right.
left guard from the Chiefs.
Right.
They still have their rookie quarterback from last year, and they have a new head coach.
Yeah.
So they're going to
Isn't Khalil Mack going back too, allegedly?
There's rumors. There's rumors. Rumor has it.
Rumor has it.
One bold prediction that you had brought up. They say the Royals. That the Royals may not have enough offense.
Yeah, I was reading again Jim Bowden's athletic piece about ranking the off seasons, and I saw MLB's like one bold prediction for each team or something like that. It wasn't necessarily the bold prediction that they made about the Royals. It was the sentence that they said that the Royals just may not have enough offense this year. And I think we all know they want to acquire a bat, right? I don't think that's a secret. There's been a lot of names kind of bountied around. They tried to get Santander here. And I was talking with somebody in the Royals front office yesterday, and every bat that they seemingly want to acquire, the team wants back in return somebody from the bullpen. And right now, this bullpen is shaping up to be, you could probably say, the strength of the team right now, Dusty. I mean, starting pitching is good, but this bullpen, they've done an amazing job of building that depth back to the likes of where we were with HDH. And I think right now you're feeling really, really good about where the bullpen is. They've done a really good job with that. And in order to acquire one of these bats, they would have to give up a piece of that bullpen. And I don't know what the names are. I didn't go that in depth on it. But you know who the pieces are in the bullpen right now. And the Royals at this point in time aren't willing to let those go. They're going to say, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have to go out there, and we're just going to have to limit the scoring and win these games 4-3 instead of going out there and outslugging everybody and winning 10-2. And so I ask you, because I know you're a big baseball guy, are you okay with that approach? Because I am. I like that approach. I think it's a more fiscally responsible approach, first of all. But second of all, I think it's easier to go out there and limit runs than it is to have to go out there and try to score a bunch of runs.
I think the strategy of the Royals will always be the same because of the way baseball is with their, position in the market, speed, defense, and pitching. Never once, do you get into, power. And Kauffman's not built for power, right? It's Power Alley Central, but it's not power. And I think I agree a little bit. Like, they don't really have a whole lot on offense that screams outside of Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino. But again, base running, speed, and defense. If Jonathan India is an answer and he improves your runs by 2 again, or I don't know if it's 2, but let's say you've improved 1 run which at the addition of Jonathan India, how many of those games do you win now? The other thing that I will bring up is their bullpen last year was the Achilles heel. Remember early on in the season, could have taken 2 out of 3 from Baltimore.
Yeah, right at the beginning of the year. Yep.
And all of a sudden it's like, this is going to be an issue all year long. And then all of a sudden MacArthur came along, like, all right, this is the guy we can trust. That didn't last long either. And then they went and acquired Lucas Irsig in the trade deadline, and he was your guy. And then they just made him this year. He's your fireman. Again, he'll either be in the 7th, he'll be in the 9th. He's there to just put it out, right? And I think when you look at that, I don't think they're wrong that their offense doesn't really stand out. But I also will tell you that this is a division of other teams outside of just the Royals. What did Detroit do? Oh, they were interested in Bregman?
They didn't do anything really this offseason.
They didn't do anything.
No.
You look at Cleveland. They stayed mum.
Cleveland never does anything.
Right. They didn't really do a lot to add to their team. And then you look at the Minnesota Twins. They kind of kept the same roster as well. And that's kind of what this article brings up. And they say the White Sox won't be as bad in 2025 as they were last year, right? Right? I mean, it's hard to be historically bad again, but
did you see the record of the division against the White Sox last year?
Oh, I mean,
30-9.
I was going to say, like, the Royals only lost 1 game against them.
Yeah. 30-9. I mean, that's why we had all those teams from the Central, jockeying around for playoff position, because everybody took advantage of the White Sox. This bold prediction that you're reading off of said the bold prediction is only 1 team from the Central is going to make it into the playoffs this year. So you got to go win that division.
Yeah, and it says the Royals may have outperformed last year and still don't look like they have enough offense.
Right.
Okay. Again, all these teams in the Central, mid-market to low-market teams, that's why developing and drafting is so important. And that's why Bobby Witt Jr. has been so eye-opening to this team, because he's that special. and he's that good that the addition of a guy like Jonathan India, which I still think that's a good trade. Cincinnati gets Brady Singer, the Royals get Jonathan India, and all of a sudden now you have no question of who's going to be your leadoff hitter. And so far from what we've heard from Vern and other people, India's been able to get on base and play in that role. And again, I know it's spring, but he's also been told, or we've been told by Vern, and you've been told of listening every day, that Jonathan India has already adopted to that clubhouse, and he's a voice.
Yeah.
That's important. He said the fans will love Jonathan India.
Right.
If he performs.
Well, that's anybody,
right.
yes.
So adding that, yes, it's not Bregman. It's not Soto. It's not the name that moves off the page. The Royals just don't do that sort of stuff. But they brought back Waka. They built up that bullpen. They have Cole Reagan signed. Their lineup's what it was last year with the addition of a leadoff hitter. So your 1 through 4 is all right. Now, would I love a fifth stick in that lineup? Absolutely. Is that Jack Caglione? I think we all hope. And I think that there's something in there that we're not seeing yet. And we see the articles yesterday in Passing Rights that Caglione has made, drastic steps towards his production, towards his development, and that the bring up or the call up could be quicker than we think. Now, again, we all can agree that we think that if he's going to be on this team, somebody's either hurt or something went really, really wrong. But again, I think a lot of people look at what we're talking about in spring training with the Royals. Has MJ figured it out? I'm one to admit I'm tired of that story.
Yeah.
I don't care about that story. Just go do it until we can.
Is he the guy that everybody's going to look at this year like the Infante and the Alex Rios of 14 and 15?
That guy last year.
Yeah, but I mean, now more so because we're starting from the beginning of the season. Like, I don't think a lot of people bought into the Royals till probably August last year. Let's call it what it is, right? And that's when people started, okay, they're winning, great. And so this year going into the season, having a full season, I think MJ becomes that guy, that guy that everybody in the fan base, I should say, is looking at and going, come on, you got to do better. He's going to be the guy we blame all the time. He's going to be your Daniel Sorensen, that type of guy. And maybe a change of scenery is best for him. It'll be interesting to see how he performs because, like I said, I was getting reports from people outside of the Royals organization like, this guy's actually legit this spring. And so also good to know that Passant listened to the show because we told you about Cags when we came back from Arizona the other day. That's the buzz right now from scouts is everybody's talking about Jack Caglione and not just if he's going to come up, but when that's going to be. And we said they're not opposed to bringing him up midseason if they need to be. But I think everybody's looking for bats right now. It's a commodity in baseball, Dusty. Like when you look around, what are the two most important things? Starting pitching and offense, right? And you've got to develop those guys. You've got to develop starting pitching. You've got to develop the bats. And if you don't do that, you're going to have a hard time because starting pitching is so expensive. And obviously, as we saw with Soto, going out and acquiring a power bat, or even Santander, going out and acquiring that power bat is just not cheap. It's expensive, and it's hard to do. So you want to develop those guys, and you want to develop that starting pitching, and you want to develop those power bats. If you can do that, hey, you're going to be great in Major League Baseball. But since most teams can't, you got to find other ways to do it. And the Royals are doing it with that bullpen. Urseg, Estevez, Schreiber, Carlos Hernandez, Zerpa. You got a lot of good dudes and a lot of good arms back there in that bullpen. I don't want to mess with that right now.
Yeah, and we could spend hours talking about MJ and Hunter Renfroe and Isbell or India, whoever's going to play Massey, whoever's going to play in that outfield position.
Garcia, maybe.
Yeah, and he's another guy that I think kind of merits a little bit of that because he's giving you not enough, but just a little of what you think can be. And I think we see that with MJ because he's the second half warrior, right? Or he's, 2 week stretch where it's just like he's hitting everything off the cover of the ball. And then he looks like you and I in the batter's box trying to hit a fastball.
Yeah.
I'm at the point now where it's like, I'm not going to say anything until the end of the year. I'm not going to bash him. I'm not going to celebrate him. And I'm just going to wait until the end of the year because it's now or never, or as our parents used to tell us, it's S or get off the pot with MJ Melendez. Hunter Renfroe, you know what he is, right? He's just a patch job. He's, I got a leak in my tire, patch up until Caglione is up, or whoever is going to fill that void. But I think that what their biggest issue was last year, at least what everybody bitched about, including myself on the text line and the phone lines, everything was this bullpen is going to be the reason why they don't make it farther, and then they should.
But they changed it. They Veached that thing up, and JJ took a page from Veach and went and fixed what was the big issue, you know?
And that was the issue last year was the bullpen. Was there the missing of the bat? Absolutely. But you had three guys have 90 RBI, and you had a guy that had an MVP-type season. So it wasn't necessarily the offense that was the issue. It was the fact that you had great starting pitching that even if it's not as great this year as it was last year, which would be hard to do that.
Of course.
Like, what do you think's tougher to do? Be as bad as the White Sox were last year again this year, or be as great as that starting rotation was for the Royals
I think
again this
being
year?
as great as that starting rotation
Tough,
is. Yeah,
right?
it's hard.
Right?
You're banking on career years turning into other career years. I mean, we're also dealing with human beings. People don't want to deal with, like, you don't know what's going on in somebody's life, right? You're having a bad day. What's going on at home? You got to know these things. Those are things analytics can't point out. And that's where a good manager like you will come in and understand how to manage the people side of this thing.
And there's the two question marks in your starting rotation that aren't the first three. You've got Michael Lorenzen.
Mm-hmm.
He's your fourth guy. And then Chris Bubich, who deserves to be that fifth guy. He was great last year in the bullpen. Maybe great's an overestimated,
he was really good for you.
He was good. And your bullpen is now 7, 8, 9, or whatever, wherever Irsay goes into play, but your bullpen is now set, so you don't have that nervous feeling, and you hope those guys go out there and get the job. That's every sort of narrative in sports, whether it's baseball, basketball, football, college sports, whatever. I just hope this guy can go get the job done for what his role is. Of course you do. But again, yes, the moves the Royals made didn't blow you out of the water like they did 2 years ago when it was like they signed who and who and who. Wow. Okay, the Royals made a lot of moves, spent a lot of money for the Royals. This year, they've signed their ace like they signed their MVP last year.
Yeah.
You still have Salvador Perez. Hopefully, Vinny Pasquantino can stay healthy.
I mean, in the last 2 off seasons, you've signed an MVP candidate and a Cy Young Award-winning candidate.
That's fair. For the future of your franchise.
Yeah, that's great.
You have your battery. Like, you have your best player on the field and you have your best pitcher in the rotation.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you want. So, yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of scrutiny on MJ Melendez because it's well-deserved. Like, you were brought up in this organization to be one of these guys. And we talk about this, and I know it's different, but this team didn't have an ace because of the unfortunate thing that happened to Yordano Ventura. Right. And it left them in a gap for years.
For years,
and they couldn't find that guy. Weirdly enough, they go get Aroldis Chapman and trade him for Cole Reagans, and it works out.
Yeah.
They didn't have that superstar player like Bobby Witt Jr. for years, right? Like, they had him, but they always went away. They signed Bobby Witt Jr. Now, you had that bullpen in 14 and 15. You had team speed, and you had chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
They're bringing those players back for a reason in spring to give these guys an idea that, yeah, you didn't go get a Santander. You didn't go get Juraxon, whatever, Profar. You didn't go get, guys that could be 30 home run, 280 average, every year they play.
Did you even try for Soto?
They called. Yeah. And that's the thing. So, I mean, I think that, yes, the moves they made didn't really splash a lot of people, but they did more than their division. And they damn near won that division last year by doing more than their division. So I'll ride this into this new season knowing that they bandaged up their end of their bullpen. They brought back their veteran leadership on the pitcher's mound because we all remember after every guy gets pulled from the game, they all huddle up and say, all right, here's what they were doing. Here's tendencies. Here's what I felt. And then you look at what this game could be. Maybe this is a kick in the ass for MJ. Maybe this is one of those years where, like, a guy who struggled, who now is staring down the barrel of, I may not be on this team anymore, or I may be struggling to be an MLB player, and I know I've got to pick it up. And sometimes that works for some people, and sometimes it doesn't. It worked like a gym for Mike Moustakas. It worked like a gym for Alex Gordon. Hey, man, third base ain't cutting, and you ain't the hitter we thought you were. Figure out left field or figure out somewhere else to play. Gold Glove Award winner, World Series champion, Royals legend, Alex Gordon.
Yeah, but MJ should just do it for himself because he does have that sweet swing. And if he has a good year this year, that's a Yankee target in the offseason. I mean, and you can go make some money hitting that short porch in right field.
Yeah, you can hit 230 as long as you're hitting 40 bombs.
Well, yeah, I take that every day of the week.
Look what Curtis Granderson did with that right field.
I know. I love
he turned
Curtis,
into a 40 home run guy.
That dude was awesome. Just
In
a
New
great
York.
person and everything. Like the whole thing. Like, he's the entire package.
Yeah.
So, I don't think, like MJ this year, I know everybody's going to go in with their kind of their dukes up, ready to go, and want to fight and be angry at MJ. Don't worry about MJ. There's enough others on this roster that can take care of business and get the job done. And you just get us to the 7th inning or 6th inning right now with this rotation, and the bullpen can take over because you're going to have Lynch IV probably out there. Kyle Wright, who knows what's going to happen with him? He's still on your roster. So you've got some depth there at the starting staff where you can move those guys into the bullpen, which for a lot of years we didn't have. But all this really is, at the end of the day, a credit to the owner for allowing JJ to go out there and spend this money, lock these guys up, and to start to build a winner here in Kansas City. And that's what's so important. You don't have to worry about shortstop. You don't have to worry about your starting pitching right now. You got two of the best in the game locked up here in Kansas City for the foreseeable future. And that's because John Sherman is allowing them to go out there and to spend that money. And they're spending that money right now. Wait till that new ballpark comes up, and you've got Ballpark Village and all these other ways to spend money and put that back into the team and then put that back into salaries and payroll. It's going to be awesome once this thing really gets going. And 5, 6, 7, 8 years, a decade from now, we're going to be looking back and go, man, John Sherman's the best thing that happened to Kansas City baseball since Ewing Kauffman, because he came in here and flipped the script and allowed the operation to be successful and allowed the operation to go out there and spend money and do things and keep those guys in the fold and continue to add to it. Like, I don't think we should ever expect a downturn, if you will, if John Sherman continues to operate like he's been operating as the owner of this team, which has been just a breath of fresh air for everybody. So I'm expecting good things out of this ball club this year. And I think they know they have expectations on them this year. And Salvi can definitely talk to those expectations coming in off of the 14th season and going into 15 and going, we're winning it this year. And Salvi's been there. He's done that. It's not a 20-year gap or a 30-year gap from the last time they did anything successful in Kansas City.
Is Juwan Taylor the Chiefs' version of MJ Melendez?
I was trying to think of that. It used to be Daniel Sorensen.
I could feel the aurora in here because I'm like, MJ Melendez comparison to a Chiefs player. And I'm like,
I think Juwan Taylor's I think so. I don't think it's fair to compare him to Wanye Morris or Kingsley Suamataia.
no, because he's been here.
Yeah.
And I know Juwan Taylor's not old, but he's been in the league.
Yeah, he's been around the block.
But he's not homegrown.
People complain about Juwan Taylor every day, just like they complain. Like if MJ goes 0 for 4 and the Royals win 10-2, people will complain about MJ going 0 for 4, right? Yeah. But the mantra is do one thing every day to help your team win. And if MJ makes a nice play out in left field and hoses a guy at second base or something like that and still goes 0 for 4, but they win and it was because of that throw that he had, then that's a good day. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that day.
Mac, you got any insight on who do you think's the MJ Melendez of the Chiefs?
Mac's going to ask you who MJ Melendez is first.
Stop that. I don't know.
I thought Juwan Taylor's good, but I don't know.
Yeah, but he's not young, right? Or not the beginning of.
Yeah,
like Clyde Edwards-Helaire was a little bit of an MJ.
That's fair.
MJ's been in the league 4 or 5 years now.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because somebody says at some point you just have to look at the back of his baseball card and admit it is what it is.
But this
Clyde
is the
Edwards-Helaire was that kind of. That's a good one.
Like you wanted more.
You wanted more
because you can see that the talent is there.
McCole Hardman.
No, I think if McCole was just drafted and DK Metcalf wasn't picked, we'd never complain about McCole Hardman.
Because the thing is like McCole at Georgia was like the guy. Like he was just really good. He was at Speedster because there was the Tyreek Hill stuff going on. They're like, we got to replace that position in our lineup.
The only reason they drafted him.
And Melendez was that guy. I know that there's not really college ball for him, but in the minors it was like this guy's hitting 40 home runs a season. This guy's got some serious big league pop. And then he gets up here and you're like,
yeah,
he's just a guy.
Right, but he's got to be willing. Like Mike Moustakas for all those years wasn't willing to be changed. And then they sent him down. And then he had no choice but to change. Sometimes you need to be humbled at the big league level in a big way before you realize, okay, what I'm trying to do ain't going to cut it anymore.
Yeah. Somebody in the text line said Chiefs version is Sky Moore.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah, Sky Moore.
I'm not mad about that.
I'm not mad about that, but like Sky's hurt. MJ's playing.
But I think the other thing, too, the comparison you get there with that text from the 913 is that how many chances does one get until it's like, all right. It was like this year's like, yeah, Sky's done.
In the NFL, it's a lot different. They just rip the Band-Aid off and move on. Baseball's like, well, let's give a little bit more time here.
But the potential's through the roof.
I mean, if you just see the hole in a swing and eliminate the hole and pull on this band against the fence and stretch for 36 months, you'll be fine. Where are we going for dinner? Like that's baseball in a nutshell, right? So I am actually, I don't know if excited is the word to use, but I am cautiously optimistic and intrigued by what MJ Melendez is going to do this year.
I'll tell you one thing he's going to do. He's going to be the most decorative-looking player on that diamond. I can promise you that, especially with those powder blues from head to toe. Coming up on the other side, a Kansas City memorabilia that you would own no matter what. What would it be? 913-586-7965. We give our answers here on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan. Your home for the Kansas City Royals.
Fescoe and Dusty.
913-586-7965. Call in right now and tell me how much I suck.
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're getting ready to head out on spring break in a couple of weeks, right? And you got your flights booked, you got your hotels booked. Now you need to book your parking. In fact, you should have booked your parking immediately after you booked your flight at bookparkandgo.com. These guys are awesome. We've been using them for the last about 5 years now at KCI. You pull in and it's all covered parking. So you know your car is going to be protected. And the customer service you get is second to none. And it all starts from when you make your reservation. Just go to bookparkandgo.com or with their easy-to-use app and select parking and then prepay. And when you prepay, you're going to save money. So you're not only going to get a great covered spot, you're also going to get their best rate possible when you prepay. Then show up on the day of your flight, give them that reservation information. They direct you right to your covered parking spot. Immediately, the van picks you up and takes you right to the airport terminal. You're not waiting around and hoping a van shows up. No, they're there right away. Sometimes they even beat you to your spot. And then when you get back, just grab your bags, walk outside, jump back on that bus, and it's off to your car you go. Join their frequent parker program like we did. Earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
Hey, it's Rex here with RexBuysKC.com, your local KC home buyer. If you own a property in the Kansas City or surrounding area and want to sell it fast and at a fair price, write this number down, 816-330-6000. I'm a private real estate investor, not some hedge fund or large national chain. My family and I live right here in KC. I can pay cash and close on your timeline, even in as little as 3 days. Here at RexBuysKC.com, we're improving Kansas City one house at a time. I buy inherited houses, vacant houses, foreclosure houses, behind in payment houses, my tenant won't pay the rent houses, and properties that need complete rehabs. Do you own a house that's trashed and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at this number, 816-330-6000. That's 816-330-6000, or go to RexBuysKC.com. That's RexBuysKC.com, and I look forward to working with you.
T-Mobile home internet is all about speed, value.
What you doing, Zach?
I'm cursing. There are so many benefits. You got to talk fast.
T-Mobile home internet ranks #1 in customer satisfaction for home wireless internet by J.D. Power.
Wow, you are good.
Try singing it. T-Mobile has price lock.
They won't raise your rate on internet.
Hulu and Paramount Plus on them.
Get T-Mobile home internet all in for just $55 a month with auto pay and any postpaid voice line.
Additional terms apply. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Hi, it's me, your USPS Ground Advantage shipment. Just left the warehouse and hitting the road.
I know. Just got the notification.
Great. Smooth sailing so far. I'm almost there.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
Made it. Safe and sound.
I know.
Well, did you know I was with USPS the whole time?
Oh, yeah. I know.
Keep your business in the know with the USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know.
It's Power Torque Tools DIY days at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Lifetime guaranteed Power Torque professional hand tools only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now, that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
When I started watching my favorite team as almost Andy Reid, I couldn't get out of the parking lot due to my new popularity. Renner Garage Door has an offer that's just as popular. $100 maintenance check to keep your door running smooth. Get a free replacement quote. Renner carries top brands like Delden, Amar, and LiftMaster. Family owned since 1956. Call or visit rennerdoor.com. Renner forward and back.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by KRT Muscle Cream. Kansas side, 69 Highway southbound. Gets pretty heavy past College Boulevard. Just crawls down towards 119th Street with an accident blocking the right lane. Service road also affected. That entrance ramp is stacked up, and everybody's just crawling in through there. A body in motion stays in motion until you feel that first muscle tighten. KRT helps you get back in action with all natural pain relief in just minutes. Learn more at krtrelief.com. That's krtrelief.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
No skips from the playlist on this album today. Fescoe, Dusty, and Mac on 96.5 The Fan. We asked the question on the other side, and I kind of worded it wrong. A specific ball of a specific moment in Kansas City sports history that you could own, what would it be? So not memorabilia, because I F that one up. Get F, dude. A specific ball from a specific moment in Kansas City sports history that you could own. What would it be? I've got two. The first one would be the 1985 World Series game-winning catch that we all remember in the blowout of those St. Louis Cardinals in Game 7 here in Kansas City. I would want that because that's the first championship for the Royals. It just would be awesome.
That would be cool. I love that.
Why do you have this? You did love it. You're like, damn it, Dusty.
No, I thought that was a great answer.
No, I mean like in a good way.
Yeah, no, I was like, damn, that is a really good answer.
Because, I mean, just imagine having that on your mantle. Like, that is a conversation starter for anyone that walks into your house.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who doesn't give a rip about sports and never watched sports would be like, why do you have a baseball on your mantle? Like, that was the ball caught in the final out of the World Series in 1985. Holy cow, seriously? How'd you get that? Sit down.
Yeah.
Then the other guy walks in, diehard baseball fan. Is that the 85? It is. Can we talk? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
The other one would be one of the two Nori Aoki balls that got hit in the AL Championship Series.
Which, the actual baseball or the...
No, the sack.
Okay, that's what I thought, yeah.
One of the funniest plays in Royals history.
It's fantastic.
Sliding, going in for the play, direct nut shot. Right in the Jimmy Johnson.
Right there, man. The pain that had to ensue.
So, again, the question is, if you could own any ball that was a historic time in a specific game or moment for Kansas City sports, what would it be?
Yeah, for me, I want the Damian Williams football where he shows it as he's running into the end zone to kind of clinch that first Super Bowl that we like. That was the clinching moment. That's the moment of that Super Bowl.
Bring up Chiefs in football? Heck yes.
Exactly.
That was mine.
Hell yeah, brioche.
Right.
Oh, that was yours?
Brioche.
That's literally mine. Yeah.
Because that's the ball that has laid the groundwork for everything that we're living in right now. The jet chip wasp. Everybody can say that, but when Damian Williams shows that ball and runs to immortality, as Mitch says, that's the ball that, for me, encompasses everything that we're living in right now.
I guess he stole that from Max Mantle.
Yeah, I got that ball, Mac.
But my brother's got a ball on his mantle from last year's playoffs. First game, the Dolphins. Tua threw a ball in the stands. He caught it. He was the one who caught that. Yep, he's got that.
That's cool.
In a case. So yeah,
did they try to take it away from him?
They actually didn't. He was shocked because usually
it's too cold, probably.
Yeah, they probably was like, screw it, just get out of here. Yeah, Kevin Hart was like, wow, big man, caught a football. So anyways, I would do that Patty Mahomes run against the Titans.
That's a good one.
Into the first half, kind of sealed the game and kind of started this run.
Yeah.
It's one that comes to mind.
I
If it's
kind of
not
like
the Damian
that.
Williams.
That's a good one. That is a real good one. Another good one for me would be the ball that was hit that caused Ken Harvey to get stuck behind the tarp. Still one of my favorite moments of all time, and that's back when we were at every Royals game for whatever reason.
I was at that game.
I mean, Tony Pena goes running out of the dugout and gets on that tarp and starts pushing the tarp away from the wall to try to rescue Ken Harvey. Ken Harvey was involved in some of the greats. Also the one where he got hit in the back from a ball being thrown in, got drilled and dropped, and then he threw a ball, hit Jason Grimsley in the face, and the two of them collided. Like, Ken Harvey has moments. Hit the big home run on that Friday night.
Oh, he did.
And then got stuck behind the tarp, got drilled by a baseball, and collided with Jason Grimsley.
All-star Ken Harvey.
Yes, he was at one point. You know who else was an all-star 2 years in a row? Mark Redman.
Yep. He was a Redman.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, we have a phone call. So the phones actually work. Jess and Lawrence, go ahead. What's your answer?
Hey, mine is, like I said, just because I watched a couple videos online of top 10 throws from the outfield. It didn't make the list, but the Bo Jackson range in Seattle.
That was good. That's a good
Thanks for the phone call,
man.
Jess.
I saw that on X, formerly Twitter, yesterday, and it said of all the stuff Bo Jackson has done in his career and in sports, this is the most bizarre one. I mean, that throw to nail Harold.
He still
Rounds
doesn't believe he's out.
Harold doesn't?
He still does not believe he was out. Like, they bring that up every year on MLB Network or whatever he's on.
I watched the play yesterday. He was dead to rights.
Yeah, he still does not believe he was out.
Yeah. Do you know who the catcher was in that game?
Yes, Boone.
It was.
Yeah, Bob Boone.
Yep. Mac, did you know that?
No.
Why do we do this?
I don't know.
Somebody
you know who
says,
the manager of the Mariners was?
Yeah, it was Ryan Lefevre's dad.
It was, yeah, Jim Lefevre. Yep.
I watch baseball.
That's cool.
So somebody says Tom Watson's ball at the British Open putt on 14.
Watson, yes!
Absolutely.
That'd be a cool one
That's
to have,
great.
too. Yeah.
Can you take a futures ball? Like, can you take Bobby Witt's 500th home run, but
Sure.
it hasn't happened yet?
Sure.
Because that'd be one that'd be the worst.
But
worth
you
the most
can't have
money.
any other balls. You can only have that one.
Even my own.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't need to procreate.
Yeah, you're fine.
We only need one of these on this earth, let alone one. Somebody says the basketball for Mario Chalmers is 3.
That'd be a cool one, too.
That's a cool
That's
one.
a good one.
That is a good one.
That is a good one. I would do the 13-second ball. If you watch those series of plays, the Kelsey and Hill catch over were both rushed back to the line, and the kick ball was, I don't know, whatever that
Also
says.
rushed to the line, so it was the same ball.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it wasn't switched out. That
both
whole
Kelsey-
drive, one ball.
Damn.
That's
But I
cool.
don't think they switch balls out in the NFL that much. Not like baseball.
But
every
for
pitch.
kicking, they would.
Kicking, they definitely do.
Which
yes.
he's saying they didn't. I don't know if that's true, but if that's the case, that is really
I think
cool.
they have to. Like they
Right?
have a
yeah.
K on the
Bucker would be
ball,
like, no,
yeah.
I'm not kicking this.
Yeah, I mean, that's because I thought the average amount of footballs they use in the NFL is 12 per game.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
It's 4 per quarter right there, 3 per quarter.
That's why my brother thought he was going to get that. Take it.
Well, that's why I asked. Usually they take it back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Somebody says the Mahomes to Kelsey and OT against Buffalo. That's the 13th.
That's the
second
13th
touchdown.
one.
Yeah,
But
that's the touchdown. Yeah.
Okay.
Alex Gordon's 9th inning home run ball against the Mets in the World Series.
That would be a good one to have. Yeah.
Somebody said the Esky inside the park home run.
That's a cool. That's a
good
cool
one.
one. Yeah, but nobody has said the wild card ball. The one that
I was surprised by that.
The one that Salvi hit. Down the line and fair. Like nobody said that one.
You got Wade Davis's final pitch to Salvi in the series.
That'd be a good one.
In the World Series.
In the World Series?
Yeah, Drew Buterre, who I saw last week, still got great hair. Finally gave that back to the Royals like last year. I think they have it in their Hall of Fame.
Somebody
now.
says I would love the soccer ball from the saved PK that Jimmy Nelson saved to win Sporting KC's last MLS Cup. Okay.
All right.
George Brett's Pine Tar home run
That'd
ball.
be cool.
The pitch. Swinging a ground ball to third is fair! Fair ball! Up the left field line. Here's Cologne. And the Royals win it.
Damn.
Nobody said that ball. That was the beginning of the renaissance of sports in Kansas City right there.
A lot of people say they want the Travis Kelsey overtime ball. That's the number one on the text line.
All right.
Interesting is we just didn't win a Super Bowl that
This
season.
is the respect the text of the entire conversation. I want the Randy Johnson ball that hit the bird. Dude, for sure. Absolutely. I want the dead bird that hit Fabio in the face on the roller coaster.
Yeah.
I can't believe his brother. Spray.
The Randy Johnson
That's great.
ball is
Take the day
great,
off, dude.
yeah. That is a good one, though. I mean, there's some famous balls out there.
Somebody said if it was memorabilia, they'd want the Giordano RIP to Oscar Taveras' hat. I don't know why you'd want that, but I mean,
I'm not interested.
maybe you were
in
into
that.
both. My friend's dad caught the last Lynn Elliott missed field goal. I would like the ball that Nolan Ryan used to finish the game in his last no-hitter against the Royals.
His last no-hitter was against the Royals? I didn't know that.
According to that. This is a good one. I want the ball that Carlos Correa booted.
Oh, great call on that, too.
Who threw it to Duda in the World Series when Hosmer's dash home to be safe was? That's a good one to have. See this scuff of dirt?
Wasn't it David Wright?
No, no way. I thought it was the catcher. Or maybe it was Duda that threw it.
Duda threw it home.
That's right. Duda threw it home. That's the ball
And
you
now
want.
shift to the belt and to the plate. Breaking ball, ground ball up the middle. Correa, he misplayed it. The ball goes into center field. 2-run score, and this game is tied.
Ooh.
And Carlos Correa, in the blink of an eye, goes from hero to GOAT.
Are you not getting the goosebumps with that one, huh?
Somebody says the ball that McCole Hardman caught in overtime of the Super Bowl.
Good one, too. Yeah.
So, I don't think McCole Hardman got rid of that because I remember Mahomes gave it to him because he blacked out. He said after they won that game.
Yeah, he didn't realize what had just happened. Yeah.
Somebody says if you could have memorabilia, they want the one that Peters threw in the stands, the flag against the Jets. I can't get over that. He
Didn't have
actually
any
threw a
socks
flag.
and shoes on,
Nope,
too? Yeah.
Nope. Yep. That's, Alex Gordon's home run ball, Familia, and game one. That's another one. Yeah. So.
I can't believe, quite honestly, that Marcus Peters isn't in the NFL anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought he was destined for a long career.
Yeah. Damn. Somebody's mad at us for not giving Sporting KC credit. I'm sorry. I apologize. But that's just it. Of all the greatest moments, you want a blocked PK? When you got...
If Alex could find something to pull, get it in the air, he would get some help. Familia's next pitch. Belted to deep center. Back goes Lagares. And gone. Alex Gordon. He didn't need the win.
And this place is vibrating.
Yes, it was.
Was it ever?
Gone. And that one didn't need the win. Coming up on the other side, we get back into some defensive ends that are either paid or released here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Kansas City Sports. 96.5 The Fan.
At Diamonds Direct, our experts go the extra mile to ensure you have the tools to say I do with absolute confidence. Our promise to you is a completely risk-free shopping experience rooted in transparency, education, and integrity. No pressure, no intimidation, just clarity and confidence in your purchase. But we're about more than just price. Everything is backed by our exclusive guarantees. Put our tools to the test against any competitor, and our expert staff will ensure you get the very best overall value and unforgettable experience. Learn more at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
College basketball is reaching its most exciting stretch of the season. Right now, new customers on FanDuel get $150 in bonus bets when your first $5 wager wins. That's $150 extra bucks to bet on everything from conference clashes to tournament upsets to even who you think is going to cut down the nets. You guys know I like my Missouri Tigers, and I got a feeling this could be the year that they make a deep run in the tournament. So don't wait anymore. And if you've been waiting to join FanDuel, there's no better time than the present. The app is easy to use, and when you win, you'll get paid instantly. So visit FanDuel.com/KFNZ, use my promo code, and get in on the March basketball action. FanDuel is an official sports betting partner of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issue is non-withdrawable bonus badge, which expires 7 days after street restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement Kansas Art Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700. Visit ksgamblinghelp.com.
Hey, it's Cody and Gold once again telling you about our friends over at Centric, and we've all been dealing with this brutal weather in Kansas City. Maybe you work outside, and look, you've just had enough. Well, you can start a brand new career with our friends over at Centric because they allow you to advance your career on your time with their flexible schedules.
You choose your curriculum, go with that new career path, and stop worrying about what the weather will do for you. Call our guy, Russ Mondry. He's been with Centric for 16 years and will be with you to guide you every step of the way. Go to Centric.com now.
Hey, fellow Gen Xers, it's Elizabeth Banks. Big news. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the charge. After all, we gave the world the internet. We're trailblazers. Let's lead the way again because we are at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Head to VaxAssist.com and schedule today. That's VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Gain Super Flings are here to take your laundry to the next level.
Talking about Gain Super Flings. Super-sized laundry packs. These things are huge. Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings laundry packs have 4 times the Oxy cleaning power and 3 times the Febreze freshness versus Gain Original Liquid.
Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings for next level laundry.
This report is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people.
It's Power Torque Tools DIY days at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Lifetime guaranteed Power Torque professional hand tools only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Kansas side, 35 southbound past 67th. Still the problem off to the left shoulder, but things are a little lighter coming down from 635. But it's pretty heavy 69 highway southbound past College Boulevard with an accident before 119th Street in the right lane, keeping you slow on the main lanes and Service Road. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Go check out 96.5 The Fan's Instagram page for videos, giveaways, and behind-the-scenes content. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan. KFNC FM and AM HD1 and HD2. Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Back here on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports, Royals baseball, Kansas City Chiefs football, and K-State athletics.
Did you say we have some breaking news regarding Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Sorry. I thought, yes. Adam Schefter. QB status up in the air.
Shefty.
Well, all of our statuses are up in the air.
His best option, Rams, is off the table.
My status is on Facebook.
How could his best option be the Rams when they have a guy that they just paid for?
So you say it's off the table. So now his future's in doubt.
That's a shame. I mean, I can't imagine why that guy's not getting all the offers. Douchebag. Narcissistic. Like, that's the guy you want to surround 52 other dudes with. This gentleman.
What's sad is that he was all those things before and people liked him, but now that he's bad, everyone won't sign him. That's what stinks.
Well, yes and no. I don't think people realized how bad it was until the last maybe year in Green Bay, and then definitely the last 2 years in New York. I really do. As much as I love Pat McAfee, and I think people who don't like Pat McAfee are just jealous of Pat McAfee. But I know from like the NFL circles, him going on that show every week just doesn't sit well with these teams and these organizations because they're so paranoid. They're so worried. They're so concerned about what may be said. And so there's a lot of that does factor in, that they don't want him out there running his mouth like that, And so, and also too, is the juice worth the squeeze at this point with Aaron Rodgers? Like, let's just say you're the Giants at this point, right? And you got to draft a quarterback of the future. Aaron Rodgers already told us that he wasn't going to help Jordan Love. How many years ago? Why would you want him in your locker room creating a cancerous environment when you don't have to? Like, you don't have Aaron Rodgers on your team. He's not there. You choose to bring him in. If you choose to bring Aaron Rodgers in, that's like choosing to smoke cigarettes. You're making a dumb decision.
Well, depending on the night.
Well, yeah.
I mean, 11:30 patio sessions, you had your second Blanton's neat. Fire up a dart. I'm not speaking from experience. I'm speaking from truth. Aaron Rodgers is the NFL quarterback who has not been signed by a team yet. He could be signed or may not be signed by those are two distinct possibilities from Schefter from the 913.
He didn't really say
no,
that.
That's a respect to text.
Respect.
I just left out a little bit
text.
Oh, we have a sounder? Hell yeah.
We're working on it, baby.
Wow. Okay, that's the first time we had that. One more time.
Respect the text.
Okay, all right. Somebody says one of the footballs they want from the Chiefs for like a distinct memory is the one that Derek Thomas got when he sacked Dave Craig for the 7th time.
Oh, that'd be cool too. Yeah,
that's got some juice to it.
Yeah.
Speaking of juice, a DN for the Chargers is gone. A DN for the Raiders is sticking around. Max Crosby gets $91.5 guaranteed, $103 million to stay in Vegas. And Joey Bosa is gone. And the 49ers apparently, from Pro Football Talk, will consider signing Joey Bosa to pair him with his brother Nick. Will they have like a sack or a defensive thing called the brotherly shove?
Will they play a combined 17 games?
No, I would take the under. But yeah, that is from PFT, Pro Football Talk. That is their...
Who would switch sides? They both play on the same side.
Who's the better?
Yeah. Nick, for sure.
Thank you.
Nick,
One guy's won Defensive Player of the Year twice. The other one's won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah, but I mean...
Nick got it all, man. Nick got the looks. Nick got the voice. Nick got the body.
The girl.
Nick got the girl.
Yeah.
Nick got the endorsements. And Joey sounds like Buffalo Bill. Oh, wait. Was she a real big fat person? Yeah, sure. She was rather large.
Where did Joey Bosa play most of his career?
Ohio State.
No, but I mean,
that was
college,
Nick anyway.
Yeah.
Well, they both
did.
Yeah.
Pro with the Chargers, right? Kind of irrelevant.
Both played in California.
I mean, Nick is at least playing for a premier team in the NFL, right? I mean, so you get that love, you get the opportunity. You played in big games on the big stage a couple of times. Joey Bosa hasn't done any of that.
Both hate Patrick Mahomes. Got that in common. But damn, I've never seen two brothers get just one completely blessed and the other one just like, you're the oldest, but your youngest is really going to kick your ass in everything else.
Isn't the youngest one, though, usually the better athlete, the better...
That's what they say,
because they're always trying to keep up with their older brother or their older sibling.
Who's the oldest Morris twin?
Markeith or Marcus. It's one or the other.
It has to be, right?
Yeah, it has to be one or the other. I'm not sure. But I just know from, like, my sister, right? Like, and we're 5 years apart. Not that I was some athlete, but she always wanted to be, doing what I was doing, and she turned out to be the best swimmer in the state in her age grade. Like, so, like, the younger one usually is a better athlete because they're trying to be better than their bigger sibling, their older sibling. So I understand that.
Drake May, there, youngest of 4 or 5, all of them college athletes, and he was the youngest.
Who did you say?
Drake May.
Drake May.
Yep.
Who were his?
Well, I think it was Luke May.
Daryl May
won a championship
with
North Carolina.
Definitely Daryl. Yeah, Daryl and my other brother Daryl and Larry. Who?
Luke May played for North Carolina.
I remember Luke May.
Yeah, good player. And then
player.
And then his other brother played lacrosse in North Carolina, which is obviously premier lacrosse school.
It is.
So,
yeah. Did you see? Speaking of North Carolina, Belichick is calling North Carolina the 33rd team.
No,
he trademarking that?
No, I'm serious. Yeah, it's the 33rd NFL team. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like.
How's that going to go?
Yikes.
I'm still trying to think of who's is there an older brother that's better than a younger brother? TJ's better than JJ. Can we say that? Is that okay to say?
Of course it is. Yeah. I don't even think JJ would argue that, right?
Well, that's what I'm trying to think. I mean, and now we're off on this tangent.
Who's older, Kyle or Chris Long?
Chris. No.
Kyle Long.
One of them's older than the other.
Yeah, one is older than the other. They are. Yeah.
There's got to be
either Kyle or Chris. Where the older brother is better than the younger brother?
Yeah, because some people might argue that JJ was better, but I don't know.
I don't know. That's why the text line is great, because they're probably thinking of somebody that we don't know at this point in time. But usually, not that there's any hard, fast rule, because how could there be? But usually it's the younger brother, the younger sibling that's the better athlete of the family.
Thinking cap on baseball. Upton, BJ, was he better than Justin? I mean, they both kind of failed out in the MLB. They had a couple of years. I guess Peyton's better than Eli. That's the obvious.
Yeah.
That's the text line. Peyton over Eli has been just pouring in.
Yeah, that's fair.
But even Peyton, I guess he is older than Eli, but he's not
But
the
Eli
oldest.
had won before Peyton did.
Peyton's the middle child.
Yeah, that's true. Cooper is supposed to be the best, yeah.
Travis is better than Jason?
Yeah.
He's younger, though.
Yeah, right. He's younger.
So, I mean, the younger brother's always better than the older brother.
Yeah. Yeah, both are Hall of Famers, but Travis is,
yeah.
I mean, let's come on.
Yeah.
Travis is a pop culture icon.
He's also,
for sure.
They're both offensive players, but one's a, skill set player,
Yeah.
whereas I'm not saying that you're not skilled if you're a center, but, come on, right?
I'd imagine they'd both probably be in the Mount Rushmore or near it for their position.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Which,
is that the best brother combo in the NFL?
Of all time?
History, yeah.
It's up there with the Watts.
I mean, the Mannings are pretty good.
Mannings, yeah.
Manning's, Watts,
Yeah,
Kelsey's.
Mannings.
Bias.
Yeah, it's like recency bias. But
Yeah.
I think, I don't know who the best brother combination is in the
I don't know
NFL.
if I agree with this, because this is another one of the text line answers.
Ooh.
Is Sterling Sharp better than Shannon Sharp?
It's a good one.
It depends on what era you grew up in, I guess. Because I don't know. 'cause,
Shannon's younger, right?
Yeah. But
right.
is Sterling better, or is he better than Shannon?
Okay, so let me
Because
just say
Shannon
this.
in my life ruined Chiefs games for me, dude.
If you were to ask me who the better, I would never have hesitated. I would have said Shannon 100 times out of 100.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I mean, Sterling's a Hall of Famer, stud tight end for Green Bay.
I don't remember much of him, though.
I just didn't grow up in that time.
I mean, obviously I did, but I don't remember. I remember Shannon Sharp a lot, maybe because he's on TV all the time. But I also remember him he gave me one of my best, I don't want to say life advices or anything like that, but we were talking to him. I go, you seem better than your record. He goes, no, we are what our record is. We're not better than 6-5 or whatever the case may be. We are what our record is. And Parcells had said that over the years. And so I always kind of follow that because he kind of, I don't want to say snapped at me, but one of these conference calls, he goes, no, hang on a second here. We're not better than 6-5. We are what our record is. I'm like, oh, okay, that's a fair way to look at it. I don't know. I think Shannon Sharp just screams better to me. He just does.
Somebody says Cal Ripken was better than Billy Ripken. Billy's younger.
Yeah.
Somebody says you could argue that was Kareem Rush better than Brandon Rush? I would say yes. But it's close. I mean, Brandon had that hell of a Final Four against Carolina where they had the stat where he had more points than the entire team.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Are we talking college level? Or we like neither one of them really hit it big in the pros, right?
But I mean, like Kareem at Mizzou was a stud. Like,
Yeah.
bona fide stud, certified G.
But at KU, I mean, Brandon Rush was unbelievable too.
Yeah.
I'll be my bias. I'll take the Kansas kid. Somebody else could take the Missouri
Somebody
kid.
says Steph Curry's better than his brother.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
He's younger though.
Steph's
No, he's
not.
older. You're right.
No,
He's older.
Steph's older.
Yep.
Because the only reason that kid went to Duke is because Steph played in the league and was balling.
Seth's good though.
He wasn't Duke good?
No, he was pretty good.
I mean, he wasn't Duke
Pretty good player.
I mean, if Jason Tatum was there and you're
Yeah, the best. Okay, get me heated.
don't do it. Who's the better Harbaugh, John or Jim?
At football, Jim. Right?
Jim. Yeah, I
Who's
don't think
older?
John ever played.
Yeah.
Is Jim older, right? Obviously, he looks older.
Think so? I don't know.
I mean, Jim's got those specs on these days, and John's still got that nice, tough neck. I'd say John's younger. No, John's older.
like 64.
I think
No,
John's-
Jim's like 64 because the other day Sean Payton's like, I'm 61 and I'm the youngest coach in this division. Think about that.
Damn. Wow.
61, you're the young guy.
That's crazy. Yeah, John Harbaugh is older than Jim by 15 months. So
Okay.
really
Jim,
close.
And Jim's better than John?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Super Bowl trophy, no Super Bowl trophy.
But we're talking about playing.
Yeah, playing.
Whoa, okay. Okay.
Talking about, athletics.
Another one that younger is better than the older. Serena's better than Venus. And Venus is damn good. King Richard, great movie, if you've never seen it. But we do the Richard on Fridays. You never seen King Richard?
Is
Will
that the-
Smith?
Yes.
Okay.
The most. I was going to ask. That's the most recent one. Yes.
Yeah.
Loved that movie.
No doubt about it. Coming up, Joe Tooney news from yesterday. Plus, we get into a conversation of one receiver over the other. We bring back one word here on 96.5 The Fan, your home, Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Men, this is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and you've heard me talk a lot about how treating low testosterone can improve your sleep, your workouts, your energy levels, and more. But today I want to talk to you about your sex drive, because low testosterone can have a significant impact on your desire for intimacy. It can even be a factor in erectile dysfunction, and if you're in a relationship or wanting to be in a relationship, a low sex drive could really be a problem. The good news is that if you're like most guys, treating your low testosterone could really change the way you feel about sex, giving you back the flame and desire that is so important when you love someone. So if you're feeling sluggish and tired, if you're not sleeping well, if your workouts aren't that great, and most of all, if your sex drive is more like a putt, make an appointment at Heartland Men's Health and have your testosterone levels checked. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices, Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
I'm Brian Tedesco, CEO of Blaupunk Americas, the pioneers of the car stereo. Today, we're not just about sound systems. We are revolutionizing the e-bike scene with Blue Dot Bike. Thanks to AmericanEagle.com, our online presence now features a dynamic e-commerce website that showcases the quality and affordability of our foldable e-bikes. And our collegiate e-bikes, just perfect for the college fanatic. These e-bikes offer a new way to experience freedom on 2 wheels, no matter your age. When we needed a top-notch website to match our cutting-edge e-bikes, we turned to AmericanEagle.com. They made the impossible seem easy, tackling digital challenges like pros. Check out the Blue Dot Bike website to see AmericanEagle.com's amazing work in action. Need the best in website and digital marketing solutions? AmericanEagle.com is your go-to. They've been a game changer for us, and they can be for you too. Visit AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW-1. That's 877-WEB-NOW-1.
Saving for retirement was tough enough for us.
Yes, and navigating markets can be challenging at times.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we take a disciplined approach with your investments.
Tell us more about that.
We take an active approach to money management, positioning your portfolio for opportunities we see ahead.
So all your clients get the same portfolio?
No, we tailor your portfolio to your individual goals and needs.
What about communication? We don't like being left in the dark.
We check in regularly to keep you informed on the markets and your portfolio.
Which means you'll help us stay on track.
Yes, Our goal is your comfortable retirement. And as a fiduciary, we always put your interests first, because we do better when you do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
What would you do if you could go back in time with the tap of a button?
Watch the ancient Egyptians build the pyramids?
How'd they do it?
Buy enough Bitcoin to purchase your very own private island.
Or maybe just skip the joke that flopped at the holiday party.
Unfortunately, we haven't figured out how to rewind time. But you can rewind live shows with the free Odyssey app.
Never miss your favorite sports talk again. To get started, download Odyssey and search for your station.
Today, expect partly sunny skies with a high of 48.
Weather brought to you by Robert Half. Robert Half's recruiting professionals use their award-winning AI to connect businesses with highly skilled talent. Learn more at roberthalf.com/talent today.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
Leo Getz was better than Chris Getz, according to some.
Yeah, according to some, but, Chris is GM of a baseball team. That's pretty successful.
And anything you want, Leo gets.
Same with Chris.
Yeah. Joe DiMaggio was better than his brother Dom, and Tony Gwynn was better than his brother Chris.
Yeah, that's what Kurt Nelson texted. He said, Tony Gwynn better than Chris Gwynn, who played for the Royals, by the way. And then Phil Niekro better than Joe Niekro, which, that is true. Joe Niekro also threw sandpaper on the ground, and the ref came, or the ump came out to question him, which I still think is one of the great baseball moments of all time, throwing the sandpaper away. Guys are out there sandpapering the baseball back, and just think about that.
Now that you say sandpaper, makes you want to listen to the Zach Bryan, Bruce Springsteen collab called Sandpaper. Great song. Great song. Sounds a lot like I'm on Fire.
Oh, I like sandpaper.
Mm-hmm. It sounds identical almost. Somebody says on the text line, Shannon was great, Sterling was better until his neck injury.
See that? Yeah, his career was kind of cut short. Yeah.
Patrick's better than his younger brother, Josh Allen.
Patrick is better than his younger brother, Dominic, or Dylan, I guess, right?
Raiola?
Yeah.
Well, he TikToks has to do wall sits now because Matt Rule has no time for fun.
I saw that Dylan was going to get a haircut, and then
shut up.
Before Mahomes got the haircut, he was planning on getting a haircut, and then Mahomes got it, and he was like, "All right, I'm not going to get one now." So he didn't.
You can't.
Yeah, but he was going to because he was trying to get away from it. And Mahomes did. He was like, "Oh, well, now I can't."
Stop.
No, he was not.
That's cap.
Do you think that guy? Yeah, exactly. Do you think that guy caught a lot of static like during games? Like when he was sacked, people would go, "Come on, Mahomes wannabe." Like,
do you think he got laid because he was Dylan Raiola or because he was kind of looking like Patrick Mahomes?
Well, you're the quarterback in
both.
Nebraska.
Yeah.
It's both.
Yeah, you're the quarterback in Nebraska. You shouldn't have to look like anybody. You should just be the quarterback in Nebraska. Like, go do your own thing instead of trying to be somebody. It's creepy. It really is. It's cringe. It's creepy. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. Like, get your own identity, man.
I've been trying my whole life to look like Brad Pitt. Stops, it's not working, right? Springfield, Missouri. I had family in Springfield. Nate Taylor, who went to the same college I did, and Warrensburg had this say yesterday about the trade from Joe Thuney to the Chicago Bears.
If you're really going to fix left tackle, you have to make a move like this. And I will just put it very simply in this terms. Who is the younger player at guard? The younger player is Trey Smith.
Mm-hmm.
He stays. Unfortunately, Joe Thuney moves on to Chicago.
Yeah, that's just kind of the way it works in the NFL, right? You're not going to keep the same guys around all the time. But this offseason, the goal is, 2025, fix the left tackle. How are we going to fix that left tackle position? I mean, how many times have we seen Patrick Mahomes in his career show frustration? Twice is what I can say. And the first time was Kadarius Toney. The second time was the left tackle position in that Raider game. When Patrick Mahomes gets frustrated, it's over, and you better figure out a way to not make Patrick Mahomes frustrated. So this offseason, it's all about the left tackle. Until they get that position fixed, I don't think you can really do much of anything else, and that's the biggest reason why they allowed Joe Thuney to be traded.
I would say 3 times, but one is also Kadarius Toney when he threw that pass in the Patriots game, and then we never saw Toney again.
Okay,
because it went into his hands, popped
Yeah.
up. New England picked it. He went to the bench, threw his helmet down, hit the bench, and after that, we never saw Kadarius Toney again play another snap for the Kansas City Chiefs.
You're right about that. Yeah,
but it still involved the same guy.
Same
so
guy.
it's,
Yeah,
semantics. It's apples and bowling balls.
But what I'm saying is you've got a situation involving the quarterback where he doesn't show his anger and his frustration, and he's a team guy, and when he breaks, it's time to get that thing fixed.
Yeah. So he also had mentioned, because we had that conversation too yesterday, there were 2 things that trade kind of described for a lot of people in Kansas City sports, is that you don't pay for age, right? You have to give up. You have to give up maybe 1 year of good football to save yourself money down the line. Because if you pay Joe Thuney the extension that he gets, he's here for 3 more years. He's 37.
You don't want that.
38. You're not going to pay for that. And Kingsley's probably going to play left guard. I mean, let's see. Veach was on Cody and Gold from the Combine. He had this to say.
Coaches were really encouraged about his guard play. He had 1 game in there, but and this is something that the public can't see, but in the practices leading up to the Super Bowl and the playoffs, I think you kind of saw the light turn on there, and in our individual and group work, one of the things in our exit meeting that I talked to Coach Eck about was, he was really excited about the potential for Kingsley taking a next step up in his quality of play next year, but he thought he had a really, really big upside at guard too. So I think we'll have some flexibility with him. Not going to roll anything out with any of these guys in regards to position flex, but he's a guy that potentially could transition to guard and be a long-term solution at guard.
The other thing that makes Brett Veach sustainable and credible and respected in the NFL is what he does for a GM, for most, not everybody apparently, but you have to have the plan before you start selling the pieces. So clearly, to me, and also hearing that from Cody and Gold's show and him being from the Combine, they had enough trust in left guard with maybe Kingsley, right? He's younger. He was started at left tackle. Mac brought the stat yesterday that a lot of guys get drafted at left tackle. It doesn't pan out. You got to move them over. They become solid pieces at left guard. I also brought up today that the left tackle position is kind of like the quarterback position. It's one of the most important positions in the sport. It's the second most important, in my opinion. And there's not like this, as Ned Yost would love this, there's not like this left tackle tree that I could just be like, oh, there's one. I'll go get that guy. There's that. There's maybe, less dominant left tackles in the league than there are dominant quarterbacks in the league. What is there, 6, 7 dominant quarterbacks in the NFL right now? Give or take? I mean, you can't really name a whole lot of left tackles. And it sounds like at least what I'm going to play the activist of is that maybe Humphreys is your answer at left tackle. He was a Pro Bowler in Arizona. He got hurt. You had to pay him. I don't think you have to pay him a whole lot of money. He's coming off back-to-back injured seasons, whether you want to count a hamstring injury as not, but he played 1 game, tweaked it, was gone. He comes off an ACL injury. Again, younger than most that are out there that are 33, 34, 35. He's 31 next year. And the thing that you have is if he is a guy that you trust to be in that position, that you know he can be back to that Pro Bowl position, it doesn't cost you a lot of money, that screams Brett Veach move. And watch it pan out. Because now you get a full offseason with him in this system, with Andy Reid, with St. Joe, with spring, with the preseason, and he gets to actually be healthy. The other thing, too, is that you have the same situation with Kingsley Suamataia. You have him, okay, hey, you're not a left tackle. Don't worry about it. You're a left guard. Hey, Wade Davis, you're not a starting pitcher. You're a reliever. It can work out. It has worked out. We've seen it the position from left tackle to left guard. I don't see why, and again, I understand the expectation for the Kansas City Chiefs is AFC Championship every year for a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Why wouldn't it be? It's been that way for 7 straight years under Patrick Mahomes. It's also you're protecting the most valuable player in the sport, and that is Patrick Mahomes.
You got to get the left tackle fixed. There's 8 guys that have a 90 rating or above on Madden at the left tackle position. Trent Williams not available.
Woody Johnson know this?
It's not one of his guys on there. But you ask, 90 and above is a good rating. Like, the Madden ratings are pretty solid. Like, it's a good way to judge.
A lot in modern days, that's how we look at it.
Yeah, modern day. I'm not going back to some stupid stat that Pro Football Out of Focus, created, and we're supposed to be semi-pro football out of focus.
We look at Madden ratings more than we look at bench reps.
Yeah, well, I
to
mean,
describe a guy's talent.
Yeah, because everybody kind of knows, though. Like doesn't matter what generation you go. The guy's got a batting rating of 90 or above. That's pretty damn good,
Yeah,
right?
like Allen will be a 99 and Mahomes will be a 97 this
Right,
year.
probably. So Trent Williams is a 99. Tristan Wirfs is a 96.
Okay.
Jordan Mailata is 95. Laramie Tunsil, 95. Rashawn Slater, 93. Christian Darrisaw, 92. Tirana Armstead, 92. And then Ronnie Stanley at 90.
And Armstead's not even playing, right? He's the Miami guy that said he might retire. No? Okay. Never mind.
And then you got a bunch of dudes in the, so to your point, there's 8 guys maybe in the NFL that are legit left tackles.
Yeah. So 8.
Yeah.
And there's
how many quarterbacks?
Mahomes,
Allen, Burrow, Lamar.
Do we put Daniels in there? Do we put Herbert in there? Stafford.
I think you can put Stafford in there. I think Daniels we're not ready yet. It's only been 1 year.
What if we go ratings? I bet Daniels is a 91 next year, 92 when that comes out. I bet Stafford's a 90 or an 89. But
yeah, Stafford I'd put up there, but there are more. But it's basically the same.
Yeah,
there are like 8 elite quarterbacks and 8 elite left tackles in the NFL.
What is Stanley
and that
on
is
that
it.
list?
He's 90.
90.
Yeah, he's the lowest of the 90s. He's right at 90.
So I ask, would you guys rather give DJ Humphries a full year in this system and pay him 2 years, $6 million, which I don't think that would happen, but last year 1 for 2.
Yeah.
Do you pay DJ Humphries and pay it off and see if he can do it, or do you go get a guy like Nate Taylor said?
They're going to try to sign Ronnie Stanley. Let's just put it out there.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
This is it.
Yes.
This is it, kids. Cam Robinson, get out my face. This is an all-in move, and that isn't to say that this is going to work necessarily. Ronnie Stanley could obviously go back to Baltimore. Baltimore now knows this.
So what say you guys? You want Humphries or you want to go get Stanley, the guy that's been hurt every year except one, or the guy that's coming off 2 injuries in 2 years?
I'm going with Ronnie Stanley because he's different and new, and I don't really know much about him. And I know that's not the right way to do business, but that's kind of where I am. I'm just ready for something fresh. I'm ready for something new. I'm ready for somebody who I think can be a long-term solution at left tackle, and I view Ronnie Stanley more as a long-term solution than I do DJ Humphries.
I'm leaning more towards Stanley than I was 2 hours ago and through these past few days because I look at Stanley's game logs and even me, 1 full season, right, last season. But you look at his seasons where he did play most of the year, it's 12, it's 15, it's 15, it's 14, it's 13, it's 11. So he's playing 12 or 13 games. He's missing a month, but he's not missing 2 months. He's not missing 3 months. So that makes me lean more towards Stanley. But I think my final answer is still going to be DJ Humphries because of the money.
Because of the money.
Because of the money. I don't want to pay Ronnie Stanley, a 30-year-old tackle who, whether you want to justify it or not, does have those injuries, whereas I can pay Humphries way less for 1 season, and he could probably get near that production.
Yeah, see, the money thing I don't care about.
Fair.
If the team spends money, fine. The 1 year you had mentioned there, that's what creeps me out. And I know, like, Ronnie, look, he's a little bit older. I get all that. But I feel like there's just more of a chance to have stability for a longer period of time with Ronnie Stanley than I do DJ Humphries. That's just kind of the way I feel.
I get that.
Like that's where I'm tired of the revolving door at left tackle, right? Aren't we all just kind of like, just give me something that works over there? And so that's why I feel like Ronnie Stanley is your better option. Again, I could be totally wrong on that. I don't know.
Do you guys look back now and say, kind of wish Brett Veach would have signed Orlando Brown? Okay.
I wasn't a fan of his.
But I'm not
over what we've
I don't have to be a
experienced?
fan of the personality, but if he can block better than what they did in that Super Bowl, then I would have liked that move.
Yeah.
But again, you have to have chemistry too. And that guy was looking to get, he took less to go to Cincinnati.
Did he?
I thought so.
No, I don't
he took a lot.
I thought he took less than what the Chiefs were going to offer.
I don't
Maybe
think
I'm
there
wrong
really
about
was
that.
much of an offer from Kansas City. I think they were ready to see him out the door too. But like you'd like to find that guy that you can just forget about it, set it and forget it. Like obviously Trent Williams. But we're talking about one of 8 human beings on planet Earth.
You're also talking about Trent Williams, who might be one of the top 5 left tackles of all time.
All time, right? Yeah,
He's
exactly.
38.
And that's the that's the one that you look back on and you go, damn, we were like Trent Williams was coming here, and at the last moment it's like, my heart's in San Francisco, no pun intended, but that's where he wanted to be. He wanted to be out there. Like, we were this close to having Trent Williams here in Kansas City. And then at the last second he's like, nah, man, my family and everything's out. I'm just going to stay out here. It's easier.
What does the name Donovan Smith say to you guys?
Nothing at all. at all.
Nothing is the one word?
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
And why we're talking about that guy. Like, he didn't play last year, right?
Yeah. He didn't play. That's my thing. If he would have played, like, if the Chiefs really valued Donovan Smith, they would have brought him in last season instead of DJ Humphries. Like, Donovan Smith had the advantage. He had been in this system, and they still chose a new face. So I'm going to go no.
And what we always say, 1 year out of the NFL is like 5 years out of life.
Oh, my God. yeah. Like, forget about it. Like, and I'll just use myself for an example. I hurt my calf, so I haven't been able to actually run for about a month. And I started running again.
Son of a gun.
You want to talk about being out of shape just from not running for a month? I can't imagine a football player being out of the game.
Jeez. Why do you think people quit working out after January 14th? They're like, oh, it takes a lot.
It does.
Yeah, but when you sit 6 months on your ass and then you go try to run a mile, you got to ease into it.
You do. So, like, that's the thing for me. Like, they had every opportunity. Literally, like, Donovan Smith is there raising his hand, and they're like, anybody else? Anybody? Oh, you? Okay, come on. You know, like, so that tells me they're not interested in him. Like, that name is, like, stupid to bring up that name all the time.
Miss Clifton.
Yeah,
Miss Clifton.
yeah.
Miss Clifton. Miss Clifton. Family Guy references all the time.
It's one of my favorite Family Guy moments. Miss Clifton. Miss Clifton. Miss Clifton.
She always gets to pass out the papers. Yeah. Somebody says that they're pretty sure Cincy offered more guaranteed to OBJ, Orlando Brown Jr., but less overall.
I kind of do remember that.
So I was wrongish, rightish.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. It's ballpark.
But I'm wrong, which is fine. So yesterday, a wide receiver with local ties, not to the Chiefs, but with local ties to a college. You can hear that college play here on 96.5 The Fan, home of the Wildcats. Tyler Lockett was released by the Seahawks. A lot of people think he's going to be reunited with his former head coach, Pete Carroll. So I asked this question yesterday in our group text. Hollywood Brown, Tyler Lockett.
I'm still going Hollywood Brown.
Really?
Yeah.
It's close. I'd be happy with either of these guys, but I'm going to go Brown.
Gun to your head, Hollywood Brown. Gun to your head, Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, just
Give me
because
Tyler Lockett.
just because he's been here. That's good. Tell me why you want him over Hollywood Brown.
The story, the proven. He's healthier, always. Dad played here. Played at K-State, knows the area. Maybe there's a little bit of oomph in there. Did he win a title with the Seahawks? Was he there?
He would have been on that team, right? With Doug Baldwin and
So he's got a ring.
He's that old?
I mean,
because that was 2014 or 13 when they won the Super Bowl.
Been in the league 10 years, 11 years? I don't know. Because that's the question I was thinking about when we was getting ready to start this question. Like, did Lockett get a ring? He did not.
2015, yeah.
So
he just missed it.
So he doesn't have a ring. Screams DeAndre Hopkins. Now, he's not been the receiver that DeAndre Hopkins has, but he's been good.
Yeah, he's been really good.
And
really good football.
Why not come to your hometown and go try to win a title in a place that you're familiar with?
They may get more money elsewhere. I don't think the Chiefs have a lot of money to spend in that era. But I'd just bring Hollywood Brown. Curiosity again with me and Hollywood Brown. And I know curiosity kills the cat, they like to say, but like I just really want to see what he can do in an entire year in this offense.
Is this a similar kind of comparison to Humphries or Stanley? With Lockett and Hollywood? Like Stanley's Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
More proven, missed a lot of games, gonna cost a little bit more money. Lockett, gonna cost money, but it's like, I don't know if that's a good comparison actually.
Yeah, because Lockett's at least played.
Yeah, because he's never missed.
Yeah, it's close, but yeah, I'd be fine with either of these. I think, but I'm going to maintain that those few games that I saw with Hollywood Mahomes, like I think there's something there.
I do too.
I think there's a connection between those two.
I want to see that grow a little bit more, and I think Hollywood will be more affordable, easier to bring back. At the end of the day, but I just think I want a guy that's been in the system. We bring in new guys all the time. I get all that. The less learning this year, the better.
Yeah.
I mean, you just showed us a picture of Mahomes working out. He's already dropped 20 pounds.
He looks good.
Scorched earth, baby.
I mean,
he looks good.
Patrick Mahomes is ready to kick your ass today, and so give him Hollywood Brown, who's like Mac's already getting excited. It's March 5th, 6th.
Do you think you'll have a better reaction to them signing Hollywood Brown than you did DeAndre Hopkins?
I don't think so. No.
That's still one of the best.
Yeah, I was really excited that morning.
He really delivered too.
Yeah. Thanks, D-Hop. Thanks for making me look smart there, man. I will say to Dusty's point with Tyler Lockett and the injuries with Hollywood, we know Hollywood's had some games missed issues, especially last season. That was the hyperbolic.
The whole year.
Yeah.
That was the hyperbolic notion, right? Usually
Went
it's
out
4
on
or
the
5
first
games.
play.
Usually
First play of spring training, done.
Usually
like that guy
it's
who fell in a gutter yesterday.
It's not spring training, Fescoe. It's
training camp.
Preseason.
Lockett since 2015, 16, 15, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 17, 17. Games played.
Yeah.
He is in. He is in the game.
Yeah, he's locking it
I
into
like
the game.
that.
It is. But I also wonder, too, though, my follow-up will be, why are we getting rid of him in Seattle? Because, again, it's not salary cap. That's a myth. That's a lie. If you want to keep a guy around, you will keep a guy around.
Well, I don't think that they wanted to get rid of DK, and they drafted JSN, so they're getting younger by not, keeping a guy that's older, and then DK's like, well, I want out.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, we didn't think that he was going to demand a trade, and then you're going to go with JSN and DK Metcalf, and then now it's like, but still, again, they definitely said, like, we're releasing
you, yeah. So, like, good players don't know, like, 10 years as a wide receiver is a long time in the NFL. Hollywood Brown's got like 1 year because he's been injured so much.
Yeah.
Seriously, though, the wear and tear on Hollywood Brown's a lot less,
So I know that we have the list of free agent wide receivers, but, like, how many of these guys would you take over Tyler Lockett? Right? Devontae Adams?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Stephon
would.
Diggs?
No, I don't want anything to do with that guy. I feel like he's the A-Rod of the NFL. He's a cooler. You go to teams, you cool him off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keenan Allen?
I'm very big Keenan guy.
I don't know.
Amari Cooper?
No.
Brandon Cooks?
No.
Hollywood Brown?
Yes.
Slayton?
No.
I'm not going to go down any further because I think you'd say yes to all of them of Lockett. So the only three that you would take over Tyler Lockett are Devontae Adams, Hollywood Brown, Chris Godwin?
Chris Godwin, yeah. I like Chris Godwin. If we got the potential to get Chris Godwin here, I'm in on that.
Absolutely. Godwin
over Brown.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You would still take Hollywood Brown over Chris Godwin?
The two major injuries really concern me. I mean, that's his whole knee's been torn apart twice.
Who?
Chris Godwin.
Well, have you met Hollywood Brown?
Yeah.
Well, let's
Say
look at
goodbye to Hollywood. Billy Joel.
Say hello to Godwin.
There's your next collab right there, baby. F&D, baby. F&D, the band that plays whenever you want. Yeah, I'm taking Godwin over Hollywood Brown. That's not a shot at Hollywood Brown, but
no.
Godwin's missed this season because he had a brutal one. But
I think it's kind of a myth with the Brown missed games. You ready?
No, he got hurt in preseason game number 1 last year, missed a whole year, and the year before that he only played in 7 games.
14 games the year before that. That's the thing. It wasn't 2 years ago. That's the thing. It's a myth. 14, 16, 16, 12, 14. Before this last year.
Wow.
It's a myth. It's like Keenan Allen. Oh, he misses so many games. You look at the game log, you're he's actually in. I think it's a little overrated with Marquise Brown.
Recency bias.
27 years. Yes, recency bias.
But hang on a second, though. A year ago, we talked about Hollywood Brown, and everybody said the same thing about his injury stuff. Why is that guy got that myth attached to him?
I don't know.
Well, they say that Patrick Mahomes is a myth, too.
That's true.
Those people are dumb.
Somebody says from the 816, Burger King, in fact, still has the French toast sticks, and they're still amazing.
Wow.
I'm just relaying the message.
They do?
Yeah.
All right.
How late do they serve breakfast?
There's going to be a Bronco, a Buick, and a Lexus in the drive-thru on the way home. The hell did you guys come from? I don't know. Give us some French toast sticks, Tina.
Please.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, you asked a question. Do you think you still think you're on my side with a receiver edition over a running back edition in the free agency?
You convinced me to go wide receiver over running back in free agency. I was thinking last night, man, I'd like to go out and sign a running back, right? I'm kind of getting into that mold a little bit after watching and thinking about it. And then you make a great point, like, don't go out and sign a running back, just go draft a running back. And I think that's kind of where you've swayed me to that side, and I think that's the right side.
2 picks in the 3rd round. One of them is the 2nd overall pick. The other one's later on. I think that's where you'll get your running back and your middle linebacker.
Okay.
IMO.
Yeah, I think that's good.
I think you go tackle, defense and offensive, or any order. And then I think you go running back, middle linebacker. And then after that, I don't know anything.
I don't think you'll see a tackle taken that early. But
I don't think the Chiefs are taking a tackle in the 1st round. There's nobody.
An offensive tackle?
Yeah, no.
I don't think there's the guy. I don't think there's someone there.
They'll solve that by this time next week. We'll know who the left tackle. We may know who the left tackle is on Monday.
Now, will they? If Ronnie Stanley, now let's say Stanley gets the deal. Do you think they still draft someone in the first 3 rounds?
Offensive tackle?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Okay,
Well, because then you could bring.
Well,
Humphries
you
back.
do have Juwan Taylor, who's going to be off the books after next season. So maybe you do.
Yeah,
maybe you do at that point in time.
And you're going to put King. Do you trust Wanye to play right tackle?
Yeah, maybe. Or Hunter Norzad. That's the guy they drafted last season. Maybe he's him.
Bye, buddy. Hope we find your
It's like
dad.
Norzad. That's the system you use to track Santa.
Never heard of him. The Norwal. Yeah. I don't know.
Hunter Norzad?
Yeah, he's the guard center tackle hybrid.
Yeah, he can do it all, man.
But I mean, sorry, I guess I'm just biased. I don't want a guy named Hunter Norzad playing.
Zoltan. Dude, where's my car? Either way.
Hunter Norzad.
Yeah, I remember they drafted him. He's like the hybrid. I was like, is this what's going to happen? They don't sign Creed? And then they sign Creed. Is this what's going to happen when they don't sign Trey Smith? And then they sign Trey Smith.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Coming up on the other side, Chad Ochocinco said something that, well, it's kind of true. We'll get into it on the other side on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Basketball fans, don't miss the MIAA Basketball Championships March 5th through 9th at Municipal Auditorium. 18 games over 5 days, the nation's best small college basketball tournament will feature some of the nation's best Division II teams. Get your tickets now through Ticketmaster and visit odyssey.com/965thefan/events February 20th through 24th to register to win free tickets. MIAA Madness, March 5th through 9th. Bring your A game.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out.
Oh, Downy in the rinse change.
Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash, it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Fights odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
Saving for retirement was tough enough for us.
Yes, and navigating markets can be challenging at times.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we take a disciplined approach with your investments.
Tell us more about that.
We take an active approach to money management, positioning your portfolio for opportunities we see ahead.
So all your clients get the same portfolio?
No, we tailor your portfolio to your individual goals and needs.
What about communication? We don't like being left in the dark.
We check in regularly to keep you informed on the markets and your portfolio.
Which means you'll help us stay on track.
Yes, our goal is your comfortable retirement. And as a fiduciary, we always put your interests first, because we do better when you do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Gain Super Flings are here to take your laundry to the next level.
Talking about Gain Super Flings. Super size laundry packs. These things are huge. Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings laundry packs have 4 times the Oxy cleaning power and 3 times the Febreze freshness versus Gain Original Liquid.
Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings. for next level laundry.
Get ready for the NAIA Men's College Basketball Championship, March 20th through the 25th at Municipal Auditorium in KC. 16 teams, 15 games, 6 days, 1 national champion. Don't miss out on nonstop college basketball action. Budget-friendly tickets are available now at NAIAHoops.com.
Luka and LeBron back at it tonight, baby. Lakers and Knicks.
Big one tonight.
9
6-game
o'clock.
road trip for the Knicks out west.
And we got to wait till 9 o'clock for that game to start.
Yeah, exactly.
I think if you were a Knicks fan in New York, you got to wait till 10 o'clock for that game to start.
Don't worry, Celtics 76ers at 6:30.
I got blown
Good
twice
lead-in.
this morning.
You what?
Yeah. I got blown twice this morning.
Not as bad today as it was yesterday, though.
No, it was crazy yesterday, that win.
And then, like, when we left, it was over. It was like a hot
Yeah.
minute that wind was out there. It just happened to be when we were driving.
I sent Bob a voice to text like, man, these roads are atrocious. I think they were perfect.
They were fine yesterday once we got out of here, right?
Like, that's what's crazy. My buddy goes to work at like 6:30 because he's always like, yeah, I turn you guys on right when I get in the car. And he's like, there wasn't any snow on the road. So when you guys were talking about like, be careful out there, like he's like, there was no. I was like, already like 6:30.
Yeah, because there was when we drove in, and then yesterday by 6:30 it was already gone. Huh? Wow, I didn't realize it happened that quick.
At least in Lee Summit is what I was told.
Well, when do you think the snow will be gone? Do you think we'll have snow on the ground tomorrow, or do you think we'll
maybe
have to
because
wait?
I don't think it's going to get that warm. Well, the sun's very, very, very showing itself today.
Yeah, but I don't know. Is it going to be showing itself all day? I saw some clouds are supposed to move in. I'm going to say by Monday we're gone.
I hope. I want to play golf Monday or Tuesday because now we're getting into those 70-degree days.
Yeah.
Because somebody's on Twitter and Alex Gold has to go out there and fire shots. Somebody's like, can't believe Vegas is right there and they chose to put the basketball tournament in Kansas City next week
they've
with
decided,
blizzards.
like, Kansas City supports the basketball tournament, sir. Like, go back into your hole if you're complaining about Kansas City having the Big 12 basketball
Also,
tournament.
like,
You know,
it's going to be, it's not like we're having blizzards all, what?
You also do realize these games are inside, so who the hell cares? I mean, who
But it's
cares?
still, I think it is cool to like kind of hang out.
It is.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how, you've been away for a while. I've done it once and it was a great time. I didn't have a lot of responsibilities like I do now, but we went out on Thursday. We didn't even go in the game. And we just went to like the outside area, like the P&L area.
Yeah.
And like, it's awesome. But
it
it was also nice. It was like 75.
That'd
you
be
don't
great.
And then like you
nice,
have you have the transition of like fans coming in and out of the
Yes.
stadiums. So you just see sadness and happiness all at the same time.
Of course.
Meanwhile, your
And hope
drunkness
as they enter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys lost it. You know?
Well, Vegas. I mean, like that just is crazy to even think the Big 12 would move there. The Big 12 tournament is the most successful conference tournament in the country, and it's the most successful because of where it's located and people going to it and supporting it and having a great student-athlete experience. That's what they strive for. You see these tournaments around the country. Start watching them. There's nobody at these things. You watch Sprint Center, it is packed, and that's why they keep coming back here because the fans continue to go and continue to buy into this thing.
I'm excited to see what the SEC tournament does because in all honesty, like day one, stinker. After that, like I'll be locked in.
The first days of every conference tournament suck,
Terrible.
you know, and then you really should give buys, but they don't. I get it, fine, whatever. You can make your money doing your thing. But you know how good the SEC tournament's going to be is that they've shifted Jay Billis and Dan Schulman to the SEC. They're usually doing the ACC tournament.
Damn.
People in ACC country on Tobacco Road, as they like to say, have got to be, got ants in their pants because the SEC has taken over as the most premier college basketball conference on earth. You're getting Jay Billis and Dan Schulman, and now in the ACC, you're like, wait a second, we're supposed to be the best. Well, you're not this year.
Did you guys see they turned the T-Mobile Center's court to the Brooklyn Nets?
What is that?
I don't know.
What is going on? That court sucks.
I would protest if I was a player.
Yeah, like,
I'm not doing. Like,
whoa.
what are we doing? Like, why are we thinking dumb or not smart? Like, just basketball court.
Yep.
Just basketball
That
court.
court sucks.
It's worse than the play-in tournament the NBA had with their stupid designs.
I didn't mind that one for whatever reason, but this one I'm looking at down at Sprint Center. I'm like, I got vertigo, man.
Yeah,
like
what are
what's
they
going on
going
here?
I don't know. It's like black mesh with gray. Like,
What's it supposed to be? Does anybody
A net?
know?
That's what I guess. I don't know. Is it like a net?
Like all just kind of strung out or
Like the mesh of the.
I don't know. Like I really don't know. Wrong answers only. 913-586-7965. Chad Ochocinco. Word to the wise.
The two most difficult things in life are hitting the baseball and keeping a woman happy long term. The two most difficult things in life. You hear me?
One word to describe that comment.
True.
Genius.
True. Yeah.
But the two most difficult things in life are hitting the baseball and keeping a woman happy long term. The two most difficult things in life.
I haven't done both in my life.
You can keep a woman happy long term if you do it right.
Or you're rich.
Well, no, if you just do, like, if you're just nice to her, like it's not that hard. It's not that hard to treat a woman the right way and to keep your wife happy or your girlfriend happy. She's probably only going to be unhappy with you if you're a jerk to her and you don't prioritize her.
Yeah, if you're being a D. Yeah, you probably got it coming.
Yeah.
And if it's happening repeatedly and you're like, I don't think I'm being a bad person, then maybe you're not. Maybe you need to reevaluate.
Yeah, maybe you need to, say nice knowing you and you move on.
And if you're really nice to her, I got blown twice this morning. And the thing about the comment that he makes is that it's very funny, but also it could be very true. Because I don't know anybody in this building that could hit a fastball. Now, I guarantee you.
How fast of a fastball?
85 miles per
chance.
hour. We had this question not long ago, and Spec, you can ask him after the show. We asked if you put, because you know how you see those MLB pop flies?
Mm-hmm.
Once a year, they'll be all of us out at a game, and somebody be like, 100 attempts, how many do you catch? And Spec thinks he could catch 5.
5 out of 10? Just fly
out
balls?
Out of 100.
5 out of 100?
But, I mean, you put the ball into a jug machine, angle it completely up, and shoot it. How many of those balls are you catching?
Oh, I think
out of 100.
I think you do more than 5. Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
no way. You would fall flat on your ass 80 times. The other times you think you'd have it, and then it would like have the backspin on it. You wouldn't be able to track it. Do you think you could? I guess I'd.
How many do you think you? How many could
see?
you
Zero. Spec
I would like,
only said 5 out of 100,
or maybe it was 10.
No, because he's lying. This is a guy who fancies himself like he could play for He thought he could play basketball for TCU back in the day. He allegedly said he tried out for San Diego State's baseball team. No, the fact that he only said 5 out of 100, he must have thought you meant 5 out of 6.
Should we get him?
Yeah, I mean, come
is
on.
This really true? Because if it is, I feel like a total ass. The basketball court is a Make-A-Wish design from a 6th grader in Lee Summit?
I don't know.
Dude. I mean, I don't know the answer to that. I hope that's right because that's awesome. But, dear Lord, I apologize if I made fun of it.
Yeah, I mean, but you got to tell people that. That's not. We can't sit here and we're not mind readers. If that happens, send out a press release.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was going to say, like, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that's not all right. You're watching a couple of highlights. You see that. You're like, whoa, what the heck is that? That looks terrible. Like, everybody comments on the courts. It's what we do.
Yeah.
And so if it was done by a Make-A-Wish kid, great. Right, yeah.
Well, you can.
I mean, but if it was done by the Make-A-Wish kid, fantastic. That's awesome. But, I mean, you got to let people know that.
Okay, so let's change it. Baseball in a jug machine shot up in the air like a Major League pop fly. Noon, sunny day, you have 50 attempts. And you do, of course, wear your sunglasses, unlike some of those guys.
Yeah, wear them on the top of their head. I would. I don't know if it's me. I think I could get 10.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, I don't think I'm getting 10.
Oh, they said wrong answers only. You are dirty, dude.
Oh,
come on, I was going to say, because I just looked at it, I didn't see anything about
you
that.
Are John Cena.
That's
a heel John Cena
is a heel
text.
move. You're banned from the text line for that one.
Oh,
anti-respect the text. Also, the court, I did look it up. It's XII, so it's a bunch of 12 in Roman numerals.
Okay.
if you have to look something up to get the meaning of it, you failed.
By the way, we can put Spec to the text. I own a baseball training facility with jug machines. We can set up a time for Spec and the 96.5 crew to come out and give him the shot that he wants. It's Pride Sports Performances.
Please.
5 out of 50, you think, right? Or 10? You say 10 you could catch?
I think.
There is no way. I'm betting the under. And I'm not saying a number because when I go up there and you see half my ass sticking out because I fell, and everyone's like, that guy said he could catch 15.
Yeah, exactly.
No, dude. I said I'd blow my ACL out again for the second time in my life. And I didn't do that playing sports.
It is X's and I's on there. Kurt Nelson just sent me a screenshot of the game from last night. And you look at this thing and, it's terrible.
Ask him what Kurt thinks of the court.
Kurt doesn't like it.
Okay.
Nobody likes.
I think
this
that's
court.
the one guy that always gives everything a chance, and if he doesn't like it, it's got to be bad.
Yeah, he's one of the nicest human beings.
Yeah,
on
that's what I'm
earth.
saying. Like he always sees the glass half full. It's like,
Yeah.
well, actually, if you think about it, it's like homage to the Big 12. It's got good color design, and I hate it.
Nah, terrible. Like the Oregon trees. I kind of like that one. One never really
Yeah,
bothered
because
me.
it kind of goes from the out of bounds to the middle. It kind of it dissipates.
Yeah, right, exactly. But this 12 thing on the court, like that
You know
just
what
sucks.
should be illegal? Vanderbilt's court.
Yeah,
That's got to be illegal.
Yes.
That is the worst. Your coaches are under the basket. You can fall off the face of the earth, yet somehow we still play bad. Like, that is the worst
Yeah,
court
where's the
in
stage
sport.
on that
I mean,
arena
it's
too?
terrible.
You know?
Like,
It's awful.
Watching, like, more Mizzou basketball this year than I ever have. Like,
Well, get you ready for the tournament because all those courts are raised too, and the coaches sit down.
When they get, like, further along, right? Like
Yeah.
the Sweet 16 or the
That
Elite
dude
Eights.
broke his leg at Louisville falling off that court like
Was
that.
it? I thought he was jumping in the air.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll blame
Either
him.
way, it's one of the worst injuries. They're like, watch
Yeah,
this
oh
again.
my God, it
Check
was
this
terrible.
out.
Oh, the Ware injury?
Yeah.
Is that the guy that broke his leg? Signed Joey Bosa.
Yeah, that was brutal. I mean, that was one of the more brutal
That was
injuries
insane,
you'll see.
yeah.
The fact that you remember that guy's name, Andre Ware?
Kevin Ware,
Kevin
I think.
Ware.
Yeah.
That was when Bettino was still there.
Yeah, he definitely was there.
And they were all sleeping with girls at a fraternity house. And he's like, I don't know anything about this. And they're like, dude, you're Rick Bettino.
You think he's going to go to Indiana?
Ooh. I think St. John's is perfect for him.
I do too. No, 100%.
He's got that gabagool look. He's got that
it's
intensity.
perfect.
Yeah. I don't want him
Perfect.
going anywhere.
Like, you start looking at dudes who are perfect for jobs. Rick Pitino, St. John's, perfect job for Rick Pitino, right? Just looks the part, feels that he's a New Yorker, the whole thing, it just works, right? It's great. But the Indiana job is open, and people have already started to link Richard Pitino and Rick Pitino to that job.
Put them together. Then you got Richard, Rick.
Yeah.
Rick and Morty?
Yeah.
Somebody says 816, 25 to 30 out of 50 fly balls. Dusty, it's not that big of a deal. Come on. We got Bobby Witt texting in the show. That's great.
Nah, he should be better than that. He should be better
50 out of
48
50.
This guy, 816, says 5 out of 100 pop fly is insane. Anyone that's played at least high school balls catching 75% of those.
From a jug on a sunny day.
Yeah, I think I don't think it's as hard as you're trying to make it out to be. I think 75's a lot, but I think if you're hitting 40%, I think that's pretty good.
Okay. Does nobody play rec softball? Dudes pop up all the time. First couple are tough, but after you see a few sky shots, you figure it out. Go do a couple of nice things for somebody. You never know. You could figure it out yourself. It could change their day, their week, their month, their year. It's simply cool to care. Kansas City, stay kind, stay safe, stay catching those fly balls, and stick it here on 96.5 The Fan for Cody Gold and Drew from 10 to 2.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you